You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out. You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by Xerox in 4 parts without commercial interruptions. The revolution will not show you pictures of Nixon blowing a bugle and leading a charge by John Mitchell, General Abrams, and Spyro Agnew to eat hog balls confiscated from a Harlem sanctuary. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be brought to you by the Schaefer Award Theater and will not star Natalie Woods and Steve McQueen or Bullwinkle and Julia. The revolution will not give your mouth sex appeal. The revolution will not get rid of the nubs. The revolution will not make you look 5 pounds thinner because the revolution will not be televised, brother. There will be no pictures of you and Willie Mae pushing that shopping cart down the block on the dead run or trying to slide that color TV into a stolen ambulance. NBC will not be able to predict the winner at 8:32 on report from 29 districts. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of pigs shooting down brothers on the instant replay. There will be no pictures of Whitney Young being run out of Harlem on a rail with a brand new process. There will be no slow motion or still life of Roy Wilkins strolling through Watts in a red, black, and green liberation jumpsuit that he has been saving for just the proper occasion. Green Acres, Beverly Hillbillies, and Hooterville Junction will no longer be so damn relevant, and women will not care if Dick finally got down with Jane on Search for Tomorrow, because black people will be in the street looking for a brighter day. The revolution will not be televised. There will be no highlights on the 11 o'clock news and no pictures of Harry armed women liberationists and Jackie Onassis blowing her nose. The theme song will not be written by Jim Webb or Francis Scott Key, nor sung by Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Johnny Cash, Engelbert Humperdinck, or The Rare Earth. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution will not be right back after a message about a white tornado, white lightning, or white people. You will not have to worry about a dove in your bedroom, the tiger in your tank, or the giant in your toilet bowl. The revolution will not go better with Coke. The revolution will not fight germs that may cause bad breath. The revolution will put you in the driver's seat. The revolution will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised, will not be televised. The revolution will be no rerun, brothers. The revolution will be live.
I'm talking about Shawty going crazy. People going crazy in them motherfuckers. Run that shit back, man.
But it's nothing. Nothing. Got a woman on the day. Man made the car. Carry the heavy load. Man made the electrolyte to kick us out of the dark. Man made the boat for the water like the 7 million. Man thinks about a little bit of baby girl and a baby boy. Man make them happy because man make them strong. But after man make everything we can, do you know that man makes money? To buy from other men. This is a man's world.
Greetings, my family, greetings. Thank y'all for tuning into another episode of Shabaka'S Blacc Experience with Hands. This is a special edition of Shabaka'S Blacc Experience with Hands, presidential debate number 2. Who won last night? On this special edition of Shabaka'S Blacc Experience with Hands, season 9, episode 23, we will be having an open mic discussion on last night's shit show of the presidential debate in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, hosted by ABC News. This was the first of 3 scheduled debates. If you recall, Biden and Trump had a debate back in June before he was forcibly removed from running as president a second time. Who do you think won last night? Nkrumah, myself, thinks both had some good points, but I would have to give it to the dump, as in human shit. And I want to make that perfectly clear, aka Donald Trump. Feel free to disagree, and we can agree to disagree agreeably. Don't get on here using ad hominem attacks. Stick to the topic at hand. If you are unable, you will be removed. Please call in with your questions, comments, and concerns. The call-in number is 516-418-5996. Press 1 and you'll be live on the air. We would especially love for Kamala sexuals and Kamala supporters to call in and tell us why you think your candidate won last night. This episode is for those that are 18 years of age and older. This is episode 23 of season 9 of Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced. This episode is also being simulcasted on StreamYard, Facebook, and YouTube. All right, I think we are joined with our other executive producer, Shabaka Sankordi. Is this you, Shabaka?
Yes, it is. Greetings here from Sin City. I'm looking at this comedy that was on last night, and if anybody is listening to this bullshit that this orange Cheeto cheese fool is saying, needs to have their head examined, okay? If you're listening to Kamala with her rhetoric, no, I'm not going to do nothing specifically for black people. You need to have your head examined. What this is, ladies and gentlemen, okay, with a shit show.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people.
Staged,
no,
planned, or whatever, but it was not authentic, okay? You have the blind leading the blind. You have the deaf, hearing the deaf. And the only thing I could just say, man, the so-called integrity of the office of the President of the United States, down the tubes, the so-called integrity of an election, down the tubes, and it's just sad. It really is sad, is because all this crap is nothing but clickbait for social media platforms, you know what I'm saying? Where you got these damn trillionaires up here sitting here laughing at fools up here, buying this shit, believing this AI garbage, artificial intelligence, confused ass individuals. I mean, is it the GMOs they're putting in the foods? Is it the shit that they're putting in the water? Is it the garbage that they're putting in the air? Or is it a combination of all 3? You see what I mean?
Combination of all 30, Shabaka.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I'm on a couch. Now, if I was in Colorado, of course, I'll be voting for Jesse Parrish, for the assembly seat right there. And out here in Nevada, they got some former senator or whatever by the name of Sam Brown, who they call Scam Brown, and who's been running a bunch of crap, ever since he's been in office. You know what I mean? I mean, just think about the civil rights workers, the one out here that got killed for the right to vote. Let's look at the ones who made the ultimate sacrifice. They're turning over in their graves, man, looking at this crap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just sickening. And then you got all this AI out here, with its bullshit. And then you got that boar Musk, who's running everything. And no, Musk is not an African. Okay. And I want to make that perfectly clear.
I think Sarge will have a beg to differ, but okay. All right, Shabaka.
I could care the fuck less.
So what are your highlights or key observations from the shit show of the debate that took place last night?
Okay, looking at the recaps, okay, Kamala got the best of this dude on an intellectual basis, okay? It's because he's saying is you got migrants coming in eating dogs and cats. They out to get your dogs and cats. Then he's
okay, hold on.
Getting out
let's pause right there. So you said that so you don't think this is happening, or you just need to do further research to see if it's actually happening or not?
Okay, man, the only thing what I'm just saying is that it was so asinine. If he did say, now this is an opinion, of course, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not the most brilliant cat that there is. You know what I mean? I mean, it's asinine, okay? Everybody loves their critters, you know what I'm saying? Because a dog will save your life, you know what I'm saying? It's been proven time and time again in more ways than okay. But this orange mannequin-looking fool, okay?
Hold on, Shabaka. So
I mean,
if it was
he
true,
looks like an orange raccoon.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So, despite what he looked like, is what he's saying true or not? Is the question. That's a problem. We always caught up with personality, and not what they're actually saying. So, he said that the dogs, that these illegal immigrants are eating dogs and cats in Springfield, Ohio.
Right.
So there's literally articles and video that literally show people in Springfield, Ohio, talking about these immigrants taking dogs and cats and geese and eating them.
Yeah. I mean, man, it's just incredible. And I mean, man, this dude, Donald Duck, man, is more asinine than old Tricky. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm confused about this. So you're saying that, so you don't believe it's happening, or you just need to do further research? Because I just put an article in
I would need. Okay.
From Camden, where they do the not the draft, but the pro selection when they get elect people into the Pro Bowl. They literally on the Hall of Fame, rather, in the NFL. They literally have articles that say
that's Canton, Ohio.
Been eating dogs and cats. Like there's literally a video of a sister they keep saying she's from Haiti, but there's really no proof for that. But they're saying that they arrested her for literally eating a cat. Like she cut the cat's head off. They was trying to take it home to eat. They literally video and pictures of people picking up geese, chopping their heads off, and taking them over to eat. So I know it was outlandish when the dump said it, but this is really happening, And that's the problem. Like a lot of people, they don't actually go ahead and research what it is that they're like all of a sudden like, oh, I don't believe this. It's just so outlandish, I can't believe it, but it's really happening, Like I didn't believe it until I seen it. I was like, what? When he said it last night, I was like, oh, that confirms it. Because I had seen videos prior to that of people at city council in Camden in Springfield, Illinois. There's a video that's been seriously circulating, of a brother that's literally saying, hey, they taking dogs, they taking cats, they chopping their heads off in broad daylight. They're doing this. And use them as sacrificial ritual or whatever.
Okay, alrighty. So if that is the case there, Brother Che, okay, then it is shown that the moralistic base of the United States, man, has gone to barbarianism.
No, what it's
All
showing
this
is what,
shit here,
what
man,
the dump
is
is
what
saying.
barbarians do.
Like literally, what it's showing Shabaka is what the dump was saying. Like the country's being overrun with immigrants. These immigrants that come over from countries where where they do this type of shit.
Right.
So they're bringing that shit over here. So that's what he was alluding to. But how he said it sounded so outlandish and like unbelievable. But it's really happening. Like it's really documented that this stuff is happening. From the people that actually live in the town.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And like I said, this society has gone more and more barbaric with either one of these selected debts. You know what I'm saying? Candidates, selected debts.
Under democratic rule, Shabaka, this is happening. So, again,
where
is the lie?
Okay,
so,
no, but that's just it though, Brother Che.
Mm-hmm.
I've always said, man, is that the Democrats and the reptilians, man, are two sides of the same coin. Say, it's because none of them is going to give us our reparations. They don't want to. You got Gruesome Newsom up there with prepackaged bullshit coming up out of California. You see what I mean? You got our people, who regressed intellectually, politically, and I'm not going to say mentally unless the water is starting to fuck with them.
People don't research. People don't read. People don't even know about civics. They don't even know about politics. They don't even know the three branches of government. They don't even know the checks and balances. They don't know none of that. They stopped teaching all of that. And what I've noticed with these Kamala supporters, and I'm still waiting on y'all to call in. Y'all been ordered, all of y'all, because y'all literally leave all these stupid hate mail on our pages, on our Facebook.
Right.
Y'all have no intellectual, what is it called? Integrity. Y'all don't know what the hell y'all talking about. I just keep reading the same shit y'all hear on CNN and MSNBC and all the rest of that crap, and y'all have nothing to back up nothing that you're saying. So.
Yeah, and this is what's making us here so asinine, Brother Che. I mean, you would figure in this era of technology, everybody's got information at their fingertips, but who's putting in this information? Who's regulating this information? Who is spreading this information? You see what I mean? Because you got a whole lot of, how should I say, fake profiles up here on all these social media platforms. You see what I mean? You got trolls, you know what I'm saying? And basically, man, what social media has turned into, man, in the last 15 years is an automated Frankenstein. You see what I mean?
The mainstream media has turned into that. You really cannot believe nothing that the mainstream media says.
Oh, yeah,
I would beg to differ that the social media is more reliable than the mainstream media. Because the mainstream media
I have seen elements of that too, Brother Che.
And that's why
I have seen elements of that there too. Yeah. And then, of course, too, you get a lot of content creators out here who's having their stuff pulled down, just like this crap that came to my attention this morning off of my desk, saying they want to pull down some of our content, talking about we're doing copyright infringements. And then how the hell y'all talking about we're doing copyright infringements when we made original material for on our like page, Shabaka'S Blacc Expanse Enhanced. You see what I mean? And then keep in mind, this is material that was made, 4, 5, 6 years ago. Now, all of a sudden, how the hell is it copyright infringement?
I told you they've been doing that. They're still coming at us for the jabby jab. They're still coming at us for a lot of things from years back.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then they're going to get, another round. They want people to go up there to be ignorant again for the jabby jab. You know what I'm saying? Main place they're going to put it, once again, in the black community Just like how they had what's his name out of Louisiana, Juvenile, coming up there, get that vax back up and all of that, you see. But when it comes down here, to the taxpayer, man, to the citizen, to the general public, they want them to believe a bunch of asinine crap, just like that fiasco you saw last night, when Kamala says she ain't gonna do nothing specifically for us as
dodged the black question, Shabaka. This is the second time this boy dodged the black question. But these
and then one of those moderators, one of her homegirls out of her sorority too.
Yes.
Well then that explains everything.
Lindsay Davis, that's what I'm saying, Shabaka. Like, the fix was in. The jump was actually outnumbered 3-1. And in my opinion, he still won. But he literally, at the very end, he told her, look, you in office right now. Why aren't you doing any of this shit right now?
Yeah. And then Donald Duck, you know what I'm saying? He's Donald Duck, you know what I mean? And you even got, and I hate to say this term, you even got these groups that they call them niggas for Trump.
Those are white
I'm not
folks.
Nobody's nigga.
Lady take cover. It's white folks that's behind that shit. It's not actually.
I'm willing to bet dollars to donuts it is.
It's crackers that's behind that shit.
Yeah, I bet dollars to donuts that it is. You see what I mean? And then they're coming up here with this illusion of inclusion. You see what I'm saying? Which is bad. And then on top of it, as well too, they have killed our cohesiveness, with the black community, particularly with the neo-colonialist and tethers. You know what I mean?
Neo-colonialists and tethers are the same thing, Shabaka.
Okay, all right, okay. But however, they are still on the puppet strings of the colonialists. You see what I mean? Because the way I interpret a neo-colonialist is someone on the puppet strings of the colonialists. Look what they did to Thomas Sankara, man, almost 40 years ago. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the current head of state of Burkina Faso, he says, "No, man, take the rainbow flag with you." You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing that. So at least he is still trying to stand on the square.
Getting back to the debate about it. So I think you remember hearing Kamala say something like she was going to pass protections for the LGBTQ, basically an anti-LGBTQ hate crime law.
Yeah, exactly. But still no anti-black hate law. Still no black anti-hate law. You see what I mean? And we've been the victims of hatred, man, ever since we were brought here. You see what I mean? And then the cold part about it is that looking at past memories, you know what I mean, of various things that we had, specifically for FBA, as you call it, or the black community, as I call it, or the black empowerment era, as I call it, none of those were implemented.
FBA is a lineage. FBA is a lineage.
Okay. Is a lineage, okay. But the crux of what I'm getting at, Brother Che, is that they're not doing nothing for us, either one, okay? They're not going to do nothing for us.
So if they're not going to do nothing for us, then why are we going out of our way? Not us per se, me and you, but our people in general. Going out of our way talking about, we need to go for the jump, or we need to go for Kamala. For what? And neither one of them going to do nothing for us.
Okay, because they've been programmed this way, Brother Che. They've been programmed this way. You see what I mean? And but however, that I am happy to see is that there are a lot of our people in the younger generation, that are looking at past mistakes, you see, and they're being vocal about it. Then, not to mention the fact that we need, we're seeing a lot of black entrepreneurial ship going on, but is this black entrepreneurial ship going on? Is this going to be cohesive for our existence? You see what I'm saying? And this is why we got to set up our own infrastructures, commercially. Yes, see. And then, of course, you're going to have those who going to criticize us on that, what they have done. Well, that's just being racist. Okay, I'm going to say it again. We are in no social, political, financial, economical situation to implement any type of racism on no group. You see, just because we tell the truth about these other groups in relation to us, that's not racism. That is merely stating facts. When we sit up there and we tell these other groups, about our experience, not so much here in the U.S., but throughout the world, then you want to throw in all these other groups. What is that? So if I'm using the term properly, isn't that delineation? Take away our contributions, taking away our contributions to the world.
No, that's not it's not the same thing, Shabaka. That's division. But delineation is lineage. Like we're saying, look, we're a distinct ethnic group in this country.
Mm-hmm.
We're not like anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I keep saying we're different.
Mm-hmm.
We're not like everybody that's supposedly black in the world. Not everybody black in the world has had the same experience we've had in this country. We literally had an ethnogenesis in this country. So we're a complete different ethnic group. So that's why we're delineating. The rest of the diaspora has been delineating. We're actually late to the party. And we had to find this out the hard way because we thought, hey, we're all brothers in the struggle. We're all Africans, if you will. And we see that shit did not work out in our favor. It has been detrimental to us.
Okay, but it was also sabotaged too, greatly too, Brother Che.
Sabotaged by who? The oppressor, right? They allowed these saboteurs to come in here.
Yeah, it was all been sabotaged too. Is because what had happened was, as we had discussed before, Richard Nixon and Henry Kissinger had saw this, okay, and I believe as Dr. Wilson has said, with the ISIS papers as well too, and then also too, Dr. Marimba Ani and her works had said the same thing as well. You see, is because if you take a so-called black person and goes to the aid of another so-called black person who's being abused by other groups, then they're going to say that the black person who's going to help the other black person is racist. You see, that's asinine. That's like it's saying the desert doesn't get hot. You see what I'm saying? And then also, too, that I've been checking out, doesn't it snow quite a bit on the continent of North America?
In the northern part, yes.
Yeah. The Midwestern part or what have you. And
honest,
I guess after that,
the climate wasn't always what it is now. Just like in Africa, the climate wasn't always what it is now. For instance, the Sahara wasn't always a desert.
Well, as you all know, just like out here, what they call the Great Basin, you know what I'm saying? Like how the raiders could sell a ship on dry land.
They ain't selling nothing. They're selling wolf tickets. That's what y'all selling.
Man, them ponies, man, belong in the
ponies
barn,
still got a
man.
better record than you. At least we didn't lose the Chargers.
Well, man, this is why I said I'm not getting off topic right now. Like I said, the Raiders, what they need to do is fire the coach.
Broncos.
Okay. Well, that's why the Raiders need to fire the coach right now. You already see you got a horror coming your way. Nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud. Fire the coach. Fire the coach. But we'll talk about that there later. Okay. Now, this electoral college, brother Che.
Yeah,
When it comes to the yeah, okay. As you know, the vice president, presides over the U.S. Senate, which is basically the electoral college, okay? So, when it comes to the electoral votes, Kamala is going to be presiding over the electoral college. You see what I mean? It's because they got to decide those electoral votes even before they have the inauguration of the what president, the 48th president, the 47th president. Yeah, whatever damn number, because whatever president it is not going to serve the interests of black people. They never have.
No.
They never have. You see what I'm saying? They never have. Okay. But they come to the black community.
Up until recently, we never demanded they do.
Yeah, but they always have been coming to the black community, man, since the 60s, late 50s, 1960s. Okay.
Outside of
coming to the black community.
We never demanded anything.
Yeah, the 60s. Yeah, vote blue no matter who. Vote blue no matter who. Vote blue no matter who. You see what I mean?
And
what kind of qualifications?
No matter who, to our demise.
Yeah, exactly. And then, yes, sir. And then keep in mind is that each time that our people went out there, voted blue, no matter who, the situation in the American social order has gotten worse and worse and worse and worse. Okay, to prove the point, here comes old Barack. Okay, born in Hawaii, Barack. Police killings of our people going up. Philando Castile. Lord, Mike Brown.
Trayvon
Martin.
Kia Boyd.
Oscar Grant. Sandra Bland. You see where I'm getting at, brother Che. Yeah, it keeps going on and on. Recently, as far as I know, Sharon Massey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Sonia Massey, yes.
Okay. Yeah. And then keep in mind, like I try to tell old Sarge, and evidently Sarge don't want none tonight. You know what I'm saying? He's AWOL. Again. Okay.
Just the debate was yesterday.
Yeah, okay. So everybody's still hung up on this scam election, or the scam election, as I'm going to call it. Scam election. New word. Create the hashtag. Scam election. Yeah.
Remember they asked the dump yesterday if he had won in 2020. And he kept saying, yep, he won. Is this Sarge? Is that you, Sarge? Press 1. I think you just conjured up Sarge, Shabaka. Unknown caller, press 1. Unknown caller.
Okay, well, let them listen to us,
Is that the one and only Sarge?
If they press 1.
Unknown caller, which you know where you're calling from. Hello.
Okay, well, let your unknown caller, comment, when they're ready to comment, Okay,
just press 1 when you're ready.
In the chat room.
I haven't gotten the chat room yet. Let me see.
Oh, yeah, see what the hate mail is in the chat room, because I'm injured. I'm in a lot of pain, you know what I mean?
Oh, let's see. Nobody's in there yet.
Okay, all right, but the unknown caller, they're welcome to listen in, you know what I mean?
We got Mac and Twin on the stream.
Oh, okay. Mac 285. Okay. Twin Pyramid greeting to y'all, on the stream. And folks, please call in, because we're trying to get our numbers up. And you guys can call in on block numbers. It's all good. You know what I mean? Because there's been some other podcasts that's been out there that if you call in off of a block number.
All right, is that you, Sarge? Who is this? Okay. Unknown caller. Unknown caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Oh.
Yep, that's you, Sarge.
I hope y'all didn't think you're going to get away from me tonight.
Oh, no, Sarge. We was waiting on you. We've been conjuring you up.
Man, well, see, it worked. Because, I got much to say about this.
I know you do. So, first of all, first things first, Sarge. Who won the debate last night?
To be honest with you, if it had been under normal criteria, I would say Trump won it. But given the fact that the bar was so lowered, let me finish. Given the fact that the bar was so lowered for Kamala Harris, I mean, nobody had any expectations for her in any event. People will now say it was a tie because they literally expected nothing from her. And I got to confess, she was still standing at getting pummeled around the head for over an hour.
Ty Howard. What are these people smoking? They need to stop hanging out with Ben Carson.
Okay, it's probably in the water. And Sarge is down there in the South. He's got a hurricane coming his way.
Oh, yeah, you got Francine. Francine just made it in.
No. You got to understand. Now, so you're talking to Sarge. Sarge just don't say things the heck up. He's got a bias, which is no doubt I got a bias for Trump. But I'm going to tell you, I will go into detail of the opportunities that Trump absolutely missed out on to drive a spear into her flank that should have finished her. And he repeatedly missed the opportunities for the kill shot. And he allowed her to bait him, and he failed. It's not like she won the debate. He failed to finish her off.
Yeah. So you think she baited him and got him?
And I will give you chapter and verse and how it was done or not done.
Okay. Sorry. I had a question first. So what are your thoughts on the moderators? Because it looked like it was early 3.
Oh, please, come on.
3-on-1.
All right, look. When you got one-way fact-checking and all of the fact-checking against Trump, and not one time did they fact-check any of the 24 lies that Kamala Harris told, then you got to say something's funky in Denmark.
Yes. The fix was in.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, now keep in mind, Sarge, they did have that debate in Philadelphia, which is the hometown and the birthplace of our co-executive producer who has transitioned on, the one and only Mad Dr. D. Now, okay, also too, Sarge, isn't that there the same place, man, Philadelphia, where they did Rocky? Okay, and also too, Sarge, isn't Philadelphia the same place, the birthplace of former world heavyweight champion Joe Frazier, Sarge?
Indeed it is.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not the birthplace.
No, it's not the birthplace.
Joe Frazier was a sharecropper son born in the South.
Yeah, no, Sarge, yeah.
It's where he trained. It's where he trained.
Yeah, you are right, Sarge. Smoking Joe was born in Beaufort, South Carolina, and Smoking Joe went to work at an early age is because Joe Frazier became a father at 15 years old. You know that, right?
And he was a responsible man, and he took his duty seriously, and I admire him for that.
Oh, yeah, and plus Joe Frazier. And Joe Frazier is the gold medal winner of the 1964 Olympics. Yes, that he is. Okay, I love the way
one
Joe
of my favorite
Frazier.
sayings Joe Frazier ever said. I still keep it's one near and dear to my heart. He says,
What's that, sir?
"A jealous man can't work, and a scared man can't fight."
Okay, now hold on.
I ain't never gonna forget that one.
Okay, hold on, Sarge. Now, here's one that you are going to love. Now, I'm not getting off topic, Brother Jay. Sarge is going to love this one. Also, too, Sarge, you know the great
you're
actor,
getting off topic.
James Earl Jones.
R.I.P. to James Earl Jones. Definitely. And
okay, but I
R.I.P.
want to get Sarge's opinion.
Beverly as well.
Oh, yes, and most definitely shout out there to Frankie Beverly's family, Mays. Oh, yeah. Now, Sarge,
Yes.
let's turn back the hands of time, Sarge. You're going to love this.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to this place, Sarge. The air's pristine. Okay. There's this place, man, called the biggest little city in the world called Reno, Nevada. They got the main drag there called Virginia Street. And Sarge, James Earl Jones made a film called The Great White Hope. Okay, which made him a movie star because, you know, James Earl Jones, okay, he was a great stage actor as well, too. But Sarge, just to be in Reno, to feel the air, ancient African proverb, listening to the wind and hear the stories of long ago. Sarge, when I go through Reno, I get great pleasure of who James Earl Jones portrayed, Jack Johnson, although in the movie they called him Jack Jefferson. July 4th, 1910, where Jack Johnson beat the living dog shit out of the Great White Hope. Isn't that great, Sarge?
Great.
Wasn't that great, Sarge? I'm talking about here's a black man all by himself. He didn't have no Panthers or no NOI behind him, you know what I'm saying? And he went out there and he whooped this white boy's ass.
Yeah, that's all
great.
true.
Yeah, that's great work. You see what I'm saying, Sarge? Now, this idiot, the orange dude who's trying to scam by the election, and I'm quite sure that there's a politician out here in Nevada, Sarge, that I just came across. You're going to love this guy. They call him Scam Brown, that he's a crook. You know what I'm saying? And he's done all kind of unsavory things here, Sarge.
Then he get all
Okay, and I think Scam Brown, you know, is a war veteran that he did get injured in war. Okay, but Sarge, but the great James Earl Jones portraying the first black heavyweight champion who didn't have no security with him, out there in a cesspool of Klansmen. And old Big Jim Jeffries was sitting there on a canvas like a battered pulp, stinking sack of dog shit that he was. Wasn't that great, Sarge, on the 4th of July?
Look, man, I get your point, but I'm trying to understand what it is you want to listen to me. I mean, Jack Johnson was an athlete. He had to compete against the other athletes of his day. He beat Jess Willard decisively and without any difficulty whatsoever. And he deserved his title given the opposition he was up against. That was a great moment for him personally. And I guess the black community, of course, being with the racial situation at the time, took it also as their victory as well. So in that sense, yes, it was a great moment.
Okay, well, hold on, no, Sarge. And you are aware of the fact that after Jack Johnson put in that work from California to New York State, you know, the policy enforcers, you see what I'm saying, you know, with their white sheets on and stuff like that, were going out there lynching black people all across the nation. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
wait a minute, brother.
I know all that. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, hold on, brother. 5 years later.
What is his name? What was his name?
D.W. Griffith. D.W. Griffith, who they named the world's largest municipal park after in the city of Los Angeles, made Birth of a Nation, you know, showing black folks sitting in the U.S. Congress with no shoes on, eating raw chicken, jigaboo movies, crap like that. You see what I mean? And then your first three studios. And your first three studios, major studios in Hollywood had just started 3 years before that, which are as follows: Warner Brothers, Universal, and Paramount. And Paramount still sits in its original location today over there at 5555 West Melrose Avenue. Okay. But you see, Sarge, inside of every coon, there's a black man dying to come out. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
Okay.
I'm going to tell you something now. I'm going to tell you something.
Yeah.
One thing about James Earl Jones. My first exposure to James Earl Jones was watching him playing the consummately professional bombardier in the great movie Dr. Strangelove. And he played this calm, absolutely professional bombardier, and he played off his role perfectly against Slim Pickens' manic portrayal of the pilot of the B-52 bomber going on the way to bomb Moscow. I thought that was such a wonderful contrast. Two actors. Slim Pickens was in the role of his life as this crazy pilot, and James Earl Jones is this calm, cool, professional bombardier responding to the manic commands of his commanding officer's pilot. It's subtle, but if you go back and watch that movie, Dr. Strangelove, it is a beautiful synchronicity between the two men. That's the first time it came to my attention because James Earl Jones played that role so well, and it wasn't a big role. But I was impressed watching the way the actor portrayed this bombardier.
Okay. I love
he played
James
it on
Earl.
purpose because Slim Pickens was an absolute wild man, crazy dude. And this guy responded to his order like, yeah, they make sense. And it was really, it was deliberate the way they framed it to show the contrast between the insanity of a nuclear war and yet the fact that people approached it on a rational basis. And on the other hand, the insanity of nuclear war was represented by this crazy pilot.
Okay, all righty. Now,
go back and watch it. I mean, it's worth watching. Just if you just pick up on that point and you watch the interplay between Slim Pickens and James Earl Jones in that movie.
Okay, and now also
it's subtle, but it's worth picking up on.
Okay, now hold on too, Sarge. Now there was another great movie that James Earl Jones did. Okay, with him and Diane Carroll, although I'm not a fan of Diane Carroll, was called Claudine. Okay, now in the movie Claudine, the first daughter that she had, and I believe her name is Tamu. I believe Brother Che. Okay, who's a great actress in her own right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? She's played in great roles as well, too. But you see, Sarge, the thing is about James Earl, okay, that I've admired over the years, even when he was Mufasa in The Lion King, you know what I'm saying? It's just the commanding voice that he had. You see what I mean? Also, too, okay, and then also, too, you know, I like him as Darth Vader, you know, playing the villain in the Star Wars trilogy. Yeah. And
well, I just want y'all to know another little known trinket about James Earl Jones. During the Korean War, he was in the Army, and he was commissioned as second lieutenant. And he was awaiting orders, and that's when he went to actor school. While he was awaiting orders, he worked, you know, where he was stationed in Michigan. Waiting orders, and in his spare time, he would go to actor school and act there. Now, he was commissioned in just shortly after the war ended, in mid-1943. You know, the war ended, the armistice was formally signed in August of 1953. But he's an alumni of mine because me and him both went to Ranger School. He got a Ranger tab. That ain't no small accomplishment.
Okay,
and then he was assigned to the 38th Regimental Combat Team at Fort Leonard Wood, and he traded in training other Army, other Army, people in the Army as an instructor and a training cadre at Fort Leonard Wood. So I mean, he had an interesting career in the Army, and he was a commissioned officer. And I think that's something else worth remembering about him as well.
Okay, now let me ask you this here, Sarge. Now, you always the antagonist to when we're the protagonist, and then you put us on the defensive when we're the antagonist when you're the protagonist.
Well, not deliberately, it just works out that way.
Okay, well, hold on, Sarge. Do you feel that black people have a right to form a militia to protect their self-interest?
Anybody has a right to form themselves an organization and call themselves a militia. Anybody does. So, yes, they do. Black people have the right to call themselves a militia, to train in military tactics and everything else. If you're talking about a Second Amendment militia, though, remember, you got the right to keep and bear arms whether or not you're a member of an organized or unorganized militia. That right to keep and bear arms enables the Second Amendment militia. So the right to keep and bear arms has to precede the militia, which is really the purpose of the Second Amendment. But the right to keep and bear arms is indispensable to the maintenance of the civilian militia. Let's get that straight. It's really about the right to keep and bear arms, but that right to keep and bear arms is corollary to a well-regulated militia, in the words of the Second Amendment, that is necessary to the security of a free state. And in that sense, that militia must be answerable to state power to secure the free state. Now, you're free to form yourself a militia for self-defense purposes or any other lawful purpose. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you got to be ready to answer the governor's muster in order to form a militia. But I'm saying the Second Amendment militia is about securing the security of a free state. That's what it says right there in the Second Amendment.
Okay, now, Sarge, now, based on what you're saying, now I'm getting ready to spin you in the corner. Then why was that organization that started in 1966 in the Bay Area declared public enemy number one, which contradicts everything that you just said?
Would you start that again? Would you say that again? Because my Bluetooth cut out. You said, I didn't hear what you said after the word organization. What did you think?
Okay, there was a certain organization, so it started in 1966, that emphasized the Second Amendment.
I know which one you're talking about.
But then they were declared public enemy number one. They're subject to illegal wiretaps. It's what I'm saying, more abuse. It's what I mean. In the cities that they were in, mainly the inner cities, which were influenced hugely by narcotics. Then you had a guy who ran an organization called the Federal Bureau of Investigation that stated that they were public enemy number one.
Well, look, regardless of their right to keep their arms, the focus of the interest by the FBI and the others was not their right to keep their arms, it was their activities with those arms. So even though I will agree with you that much of what the FBI did with regard to surveilling them and some of their activities against them was unconstitutional, it did not bear on their right to keep and bear arms. It had to do with what they considered were subversive activities. So get it straight. Not about their right to keep and bear arms. Never was.
Okay. So now, patrolling the neighborhood. Go ahead, Shabaka.
Okay. Besides, how is it subversive of them feeding hungry children on their way to school?
It isn't. That's not subversive.
Okay, so what did they do that they were so subversive, Sarge, when they wanted to control their own economics in a particular community?
Well, when you read their manifesto, the FBI's concern was the fact that they were openly advocating for a differential set of legal standards to be applied to blacks formally, like exemption from the draft, for instance. And
whoa, hold on, Sarge, hold on. You're right, Sarge, because they did state.
Well, you asked me why. I'm not saying I even agree with it. I'm telling you, that's the reason they said they were going after him. They thought they were subversive, rightly or wrongly.
Okay, but Sarge, how can they be subversive when they control no police department? Okay, now,
that's the Bolsheviks. They didn't start out on hot stuff either.
Okay, whoa, hold on.
Okay, they weren't exactly powerful when they got started.
Okay, but Sarge,
I mean,
also too,
Joseph Stalin was robbing banks. Okay? He was
so
a
was
bank
John
robber.
Dillinger.
And some of the money he took when he robbed banks, he contributed to the Bolshevik cause.
Okay, well, Sarge, you
Okay,
know.
so I mean, that explains it. I mean, you ain't got to be controlled not to be a revolutionary.
Okay,
I mean, Fidel Castro wound up in the Sierra Madre Mountains with 10 men when Batista almost wiped them out when it came off those boats. Remember? And he had to go up in the mountain with 10. He had 10 men. And those 10 men who were hiding from the rest being exterminated by Batista's forces and run around farms and whatnot, trying to stay alive and getting help from sympathetic people up in the mountains, eventually formed a cadre that overthrew the country.
Okay,
so you ain't got to be powerful to be a revolutionary. You got to have the right set of circumstances.
Okay, now hold on a second, Sarge. Now, this orange guy, who I think is either senile or had too much dope.
Oh, come on.
Okay. Had too many visits by Stormy Daniels. You know what I mean?
All right.
Okay, I think this dude, man, has some mental health issues. Okay, and then Kamala Harris.
I'll tell you what, I bet you can define a woman.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
I bet you can define a woman.
Who's that?
Tell you what a woman is.
Yeah, I think.
Who? Kamala Harris?
No, Donald Trump.
The dump.
That's Kamala Harris. She probably him and off about to give an answer about she ain't a biologist. Hell, she ain't a vice president either.
Okay, Ketanji Brown couldn't even define a woman, and she's supposed to be the first black woman Supreme Justice.
Yeah, okay, but like we said, Brother Che, with these kangaroo courts.
Am I supposed to be impressed by that?
Okay, but these kangaroo courts, Sarge, as you know, they do what they want to do. Then the judge, man, who said put everything, man, you know, against Trump after the election day. You see what I mean? When he should have been the main one who said hook and book his ass.
No, he had to do that. He did some of what he did for political reasons. Part of it was because of the Supreme Court. Whether you like it or not, they're the ones that have the final say in determining constitutional matters that come before them. And they ruled he has immunity, partial immunity, for deeds that are within the scope of his presidential authority. And they had to reconsider that given the fact that they obtained much of the evidence they used against him while he was president, sitting in the office. So he had to reconsider it because the judges hate to be overturned. And now he figures he's going to punt it until after the election, so therefore he doesn't have to risk being overturned and look like the jackass that he is.
Okay, you talking about Donald Trump being
I'm talking
a
about
jackass.
Marchant, that judge, that corrupt judge in New York. And we now know we have proof. We got the FBC filings that Kamala Harris contributed to his daughter.
Yeah.
And he should have recused himself based on that alone, and he did. That's another reversible error. I used to have 34 reversible errors, now I got 35.
Okay, well, like I say, Sarge, that just proves my point.
Corruption, baby. And it ain't got nothing to do with Donald Trump.
Okay, but whoa, hold on, though, Sarge. Okay. To quote the words of Al Pacino in that great movie he made called And Justice for All, the whole trial is out of order. Okay, you see what I'm saying? The dude belongs in jail, Sarge. When he says going up there,
you telling me about how the Central Park 5 was a corrupt decision, and these guys confessed to what they did prior to everything getting reversed.
They were coerced.
Okay?
They were coerced.
They wasn't beaten out of them either.
They were coerced, Sarge.
Maybe that the interrogating officers used the Mark Furman strategy where
there's no evidence. Even they didn't claim they were beaten.
They were coerced.
Even they didn't make that claim.
You don't have to be coerced, Sarge.
Okay, but Sarge. Okay, the point is, man, is with these kangaroo courts.
And that was the Democrats
that
went after the Central Park.
Okay, they have a certain way of doing things. Okay, and once again, Sarge, I'm driving down Las Vegas Boulevard. I'm seeing this vacant building up here, man. Sarge, when are you gonna write the city of Las Vegas and Clark County and to tell them to please start bouncing a wrecking ball off this place or house the homeless and not no migrants?
Hey, man, I've been trying to tell y'all this is, I don't know when, what they were doing at the border, and they were telling us for the longest time there was no crisis at the border. You're making it up. You're imagining things. There aren't caravans coming to the border full of people. There are other cities in Springfield, Ohio, that now has over a third of the population being Haitians, being a 60,000 person city, and 20,000 of them are Haitians, and it all happened in the last 4 years.
Okay, so
Now we were told for the longest time during that 4-year period this wasn't happening.
Yep.
Okay, so Sarge. Now let me ask you a question, Sarge.
So I've been trying to tell you, yes, it has.
Okay, but
And this is what the effects of it are going to be. And Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were the engineers of it all.
Okay, but hold on, Sarge. Now, Sarge. Now, let's say, Sarge, you went down there, man, patrolled the border, right? Okay.
Oh, if I had my way about it, if I was in charge of it, the border would be shut to all immigration, legal and illegal, until we get a handle on it.
Okay, hold on a second, Sarge.
Did you hear? I'm talking about from every country on the planet.
Okay, Sarge. What I'm talking about is when those good old boys were on their horses, and then when
what good old boys?
Haitians,
you mean the Border Patrol agents who got exonerated?
Yeah, where they were beating.
No,
Haitians,
that's a lie.
Black
That's
folks.
a lie. We now know that's a lie. Are you going to repeat that nonsense?
Sarge, I'm going by what I saw in the press.
I don't care what you saw. It was an investigation. And now we know the Border Patrol is demanding and never got, based on the investigation by the federal government, that nothing like that, what that idiot Biden said happened. And they demanded an apology from the President of the United States on top of the Border Patrol Union, and they've never got it. They were exonerated.
Okay, Sarge. Let's
Do you know what I said?
Okay, Sarge.
Let me explain to you, because I used to have a horse. And my horse was trained in dressage. He was a broke down over the hill horse, but he was a sweet horse, a gentle horse, and he was very well trained in dressage. And what they taught us to do in order to get him to move laterally, because he was trained in dressage, as our Border Patrol horses. What you have to do is you take your reins and you twirl them on the side of his, remember the eyes on the side of their head, and you twirl the reins in the direction, that opposite direction you want the horse to move. Horses are prey animals. They regard the twirling of the reins as a threat, and they move sideways to get away from the threat. That's how they're cut. That's exactly what those Border Patrol agents were doing, to move laterally as their horses are trained to do. And it looked like they were hitting them with the reins as they were twirling them, as their horses were moving sideways. It was all a lie.
Okay, whoa, hold on, Sarge. So
I know it because I used to do it.
Okay, so you used to be there, play John Wayne.
No, I had a horse, and I rode the horse, and I was pretty skilled at riding a horse. And I'm telling you right now, that's how I was trained, to make a horse move sideways, particularly one who's been trained in dressage. And if you know what dressage is, it's a series of maneuvers that these horses are trained to make them responsive. If you've ever seen the Lippensauer horses, the ones that came from Austria, they do the same thing.
Okay. Now, Sarge.
So please don't tell me anything different, because I've seen the videos over and over and over again.
Okay, but Sarge, you also know that the Songhai were master horsemen. You know that as well.
Subject. See what you just did?
No.
You just accused these Border Patrol agents of an atrocity, and I'm telling you why it wasn't an atrocity, and now you want to tell me about the Songhai.
Okay, but Sarge, Okay.
You see what you just did?
The song
You didn't say, well, maybe
excellent.
I had that wrong or anything. No, you want to tell me about the song I.
Okay, how come I can't not mention the song I saw?
I didn't say you couldn't. It's your show. I'm saying you ought to at least conclude the segment about the Border Patrol agents, one way or the other. Whether you agree with me or not, fine. At least address it instead of going on to something else to change the subject. Because you accused them of an atrocity and a crime, and they didn't commit one.
Sarge. I'm just going by what I saw. You know what I'm saying? And like when it comes to these kangaroo courts, where the jurors are supposed to interpret the so-called evidence, rather if it's planted, staged, factual, just like you had a lot of bogus evidence in the O.J. Simpson case. You see what I'm saying? Just like you had a whole lot of bogus-ass evidence in the Rodney King case. You see what I'm saying? Well, you had a police sergeant, mind you, with at least 15 years of experience, who stands there, hits a man with a taser about 5 times, who is standing there watching officers under his command strike a man 52 times with a baton, who gets his lying ass up there in federal court and states that he had no recollection of that incident.
Okay, before I answer that or deal with that, can we conclude that it is possible that those Border Patrol agents were not guilty of what they were accused of? Can we agree on that or not?
See it. Okay, Sarge, I can't see it. I mean, I would be lying, Sarge.
So you're saying that you still believe they committed a use of excessive force against those agents by using the horses to drive them back from the border?
Yeah.
And like they do in crowd control in New York and elsewhere. Have you ever seen the way the police use horses for crowd control?
Yes, sir.
All right, they didn't do anything any different.
Okay, now Sarge, you know what the LAPD did to curtail prostitution, man?
So the answer is no, we can't agree on that. Is that right?
Okay, now just look at this here. Hold on, Sarge. Just look at this right here. What your colleagues in the city of Los Angeles did when they had a prostitution problem on Sunset Boulevard before it got up there in West Hollywood, they would just simply have the horses walk down the street and shit all over the sidewalk. Okay, it's because the reason then is that the hookers could not get out there and walk the sidewalks with a bunch of horse shit on it. Okay.
Well, horses do that wherever they go. I mean, that's just what horses do.
Yeah.
You can't outbreak them.
Okay. But
so I'm trying to understand why you're saying it was done exclusively to prevent the prostitutes from plying their trade.
Okay, well, Sarge, only thing I can say is this.
And wait a minute, when is the police's job to enable prostitutes to ply their trade anyway? They can certainly use the horses to walk down the municipal streets and the sidewalks.
Sarge. Now, Sarge, you're from Chicago, and you mean to tell me, man, that the Chicago police did not take any type of sexual bribes from them prostitutes?
You have to change the subject. You just did it again. I didn't say anything related to that. I said, since when is it the police's job to enable prostitutes to ply their trade and it's illegal?
Oh, Sarge.
Then you had to change it to, the cops take bribes from prostitutes. You see how you change subjects when you don't have an answer?
Sarge, that is my answer, Sarge.
That's a pretty bad one. That's a pretty bad one.
Sarge, what I'm saying is, like the crooked cops, okay, like the policy enforcers, these crooked Democrats, these reptilians, okay, prostitutes, what do they all have in common, Sarge?
What do you mean? What does who have in common?
Okay, I'm going to repeat the same word 3 times, Sarge, just like this. Lies.
Oh, well, you ain't what? You think I'm going to argue about Democrats? Are you kidding?
Sarge.
You can heap whatever scorn you want to on them. You got my permission all day long.
Okay, but Sarge, your man there who's a reptilian is going to get up there, man, Okay, lie about Stormy Daniels and why
You
he
wouldn't
said
ask
that to
about
us.
Stormy Daniels that night. I watched the whole debate. There wasn't one question about it.
Okay, but hold on, though, Sarge.
How did he lie
Now,
about that during the debate?
okay, Sarge, Kamala is no different. My point is that both of these are the same side, are two different sides of the same coin. Okay,
In the video, Sarge.
Kamala Harris is 30 years old, okay, seeing a married man who was 60 to advance his career. Okay, her career. You see what I'm saying? Now, Gruesome Newsom, another.
Yeah, but you got to remember, she
individual-
ain't never publicly done any answering to that question. Donald Trump has repeatedly stated his position on Stormy Daniels, to include showing us an official statement from Stormy Daniels she did not have sexual relationship with Donald Trump. And her official statement in her own words with her signature on it. Now, Kamala Harris has yet to even address the issue of Willie Brown, other than I knew him.
Okay, Sarge.
And we had a political relationship, and that's it.
Okay, Sarge. Okay, now Sarge. Okay.
Now you tell me that she's done anything to address the questions about her and Willie Brown, and you had nowhere near the extent to which Donald Trump has.
Okay, Sarge. All of that I'm simply saying is like Brother Chase said, okay, that these are two sides of the same coin.
Again, I beg to differ.
Okay, hold on, Sarge. Here you got a man, a 34 convicted felon, and you telling me that this is a man.
Stop saying that. That has not yet been convicted. Saying that is legally not true.
Sarge, he's been convicted, man. What is it,
A
Brother
jury
Chase,
rendered a guilty verdict. The judge did not accept it yet. Therefore, there is no conviction. That is a legal fact.
Okay, see, Sarge. Okay.
That's why Trump can't appeal the thing yet, because there's been no conviction from the appeal. He's not even trying to appeal the judge's verdict, because the judge hasn't rendered a verdict yet.
Sarge.
Okay, but Sarge, this is what I mean by these kangaroo courts. You see what I'm saying?
That's in every judicial proceeding.
Okay, so now let me ask you this here. Okay, in every judicial proceeding, which is the court system pretty much, okay, so we got kangaroos at the federal level. We have kangaroos at the state level. We got kangaroos at the municipal level. Now, here's something. I'm going to show you something about a kangaroo court, sir. There's a person that I know, okay, who used to live in the great state of California, okay? That person moved away from California, okay? He got a jury duty summons from a county in California. This person has not lived in California about for the last 2.5 years, right? So this person tells me that he called up San Joaquin County and told them that he was no longer a resident of the great state of California and that he moved out of state. I think this dude, man, might have moved to Arizona, I think, okay? You know what the kangaroo court said, son? The kangaroo court told this man that he would still have to make a trip all the way to the Big Valley. And if you ever saw the Big Valley TV series with the Barkleys, you know, Barbara Sandwich, Nick Barkley, Heath Barkley, the lawyer they had, you know what I'm saying, and want this person at his expense to travel to California, you see what I'm saying, to go get his name up out of their system. You know what I told this person what he need to do, man? 2 things. Call up that court, speak to the jury commissioner, and tell the jury commissioner his situation again. And once the jury commissioner tells him that same line of garbage, he needs to tell the jury commissioner 2 words. The first word starts with the letter F. The second word starts with the letter Y. and draw your own conclusion on that. Because that person.
Well, I don't think such a communication is likely to get you a verdict. So,
you don't think what now?
I don't think that sort of communication is likely to get the results you want from the court. But I understand your sentiment. Look, everybody out there has got a complaint with the judicial system because it's the worst one in the world if you compare it to all the others, where it looks pretty good in comparison to most of them. But I still understand the complaints that people have about the judicial system. Fine, I share many of them. That doesn't mean that simply because you don't get the verdict that you're looking for, that therefore whatever the situation is involved with you meant that the system was corrupt.
Oh, Sarge.
That's not a given.
Sarge. This is the Wild Wild West, man. Come on, how is it not corrupt? Okay, Sarge.
Well, you're saying it means that it was. That ain't necessarily so.
No, Sarge, I'm just simply stating that it has evolved as such, okay? Shay, please continue my point for about 30 seconds, okay? I have to mute this phone for a second.
Yeah, I got some background noise here.
Yeah. That's why I'm getting ready to mute it. Yeah, okay, that's why I'm gonna mute it. Okay. Now if I can find the mute button on here. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Okay.
So Sarge, the video still exists of the border patrol rounding up the Haitians. Are you aware of that? I just watched it on my phone.
I've seen every one of those videos. That's why I say what I said. I've seen them, and I'm basing my opinion on what I saw, and what they said was an atrocity committed against the Haitians, and I'm looking at normal horse riding technique.
Okay, well, I'm looking at them keeping them from crossing the Rio Grande in Texas.
They were supposed to keep them out of the country. That was their mission.
And grabbing them up, Sarge. Grabbing them up. While they're on the horses, grabbing up the Haitians.
Because once they get across the border, they're now subject to apprehension. That's why. They're running away. Once they get across the border, they made an illegal entry. They are subject to apprehension. Of course they're going to grab them up. That's their duty.
They're still here, though. And they ended that remain in Mexico policy. So they're here. And like you alluded to, they're here. Like they're in Springfield, Ohio.
It was remain in Mexico. They eluded the border patrol. They made it across the border. Once they are across the border illegally, they are subject to apprehension.
Just them or any?
That means if they're running, you can grab them and seize them and use whatever force is reasonable to get them into custody.
So they grabbed them and seized them and put them on a plane back to Port-au-Prince. That's what they did in 2021.
And what is your problem with that if that's the law? What is illegal about any of that?
They did that with the Haitians. They didn't do that with the white passing Hispanics. The white passing Hispanics were allowed to come in here freely nilly, and now they're running amok. Like the Venezuelans, for instance, right now are running amok in my city and surrounding cities.
Well, I don't want to favor any of these illegal aliens. I say kick them all out. All of them. I'll start with the criminal and the violent first. I will prioritize my resources there first, but eventually we need to get most or all of them out. I don't care where they're from.
So if they're from Russia, if they're from Romania,
that includes the Haitians, that includes the Kazakhstans, that includes the Russians, that includes the Romanians, that includes the Hungarians, that includes the Turks, that includes the Arabs, that includes the Guatemalans, that includes the Venezuelans, that includes every single one of them.
What about the Chinese?
What did I just say? There's 192 countries. You want me to list them all? They're all coming here. We've identified people from 165 countries. You want me to list all 765?
So you think your boy the dump, he's going to be able to support?
Did I make any exception? Haitians. I said no exceptions. That includes Haitians.
Well, they were turned away immediately.
And so if they want to prioritize Haitians, I don't care. As long as they get them out. I don't care. They don't have a right to be in this country. Period.
Okay. All right. So, Sarge, did you hear the stories about them eating dogs and cats in Springfield?
Okay. I sent a friend of mine a video of a Haitian woman that got arrested in Ohio. It wasn't in Springfield, but it was in Ohio. I sent him a video. She was Haitian, and she got arrested for consuming a cat.
Yes.
Live. She killed the cat and started eating it raw.
Yeah.
She was Haitian.
They said she was Haitian, but there hasn't been definitive proof that she's Haitian.
Okay, so now we're to understand that Haitian voodoo rituals never use animals for sacrifice.
Oh,
they never do that. They just stopped. Every one of them, when they got over here, they stopped doing what they do in Haiti.
No, they came over here with the same way they was living over there.
Oh, you mean they brought their customs over here like most people do? Really?
Yeah.
What a surprise.
I wasn't surprised when the dump said it at the in the debate yesterday, but a lot of people were.
I wish he had said it, because I think when you say things like that, you ought to be able to give chapter and verse and something. But here's the problem with that, and he shouldn't have said it because he could not give the specifics of corroboration. But those police officers are not reporting all of the offenses that these Haitians do. You've got to understand the tremendous cover-up that is being done by Democrats with regard to these illegal aliens.
I'm saying
it is everywhere. They do not report the things that they do.
Sarge, I'm really experiencing it right now in Colorado. These are the same ones that said, "Oh, ain't no Venezuelan issue. We don't have no problem with the Venezuelans. Venezuelans aren't doing nothing." Now they're walking back out.
Wait, man, it's kind of hard to hear. You sound like you're in a barrel. I can't quite make you out.
Okay, can you hear me now?
That's better. Go ahead. Say what you said again.
Okay, so they're walking back everything they're saying now. Because first it was like, "Oh, we don't have no issue with the Venezuelans. The Venezuelans aren't taking over those partners. The Venezuelans ain't doing this. The Venezuelans ain't doing that." And now they're walking it back, talking about, "Oh, we've known about this for months and years, and we do have a problem, and we just arrested."
Yeah, no kidding. How can you not have a problem when your city gets a third of its population increased in 4 years with a commensurate strain on the services that the county is required to give in its welfare system? This is the Cloward-Piven strategy writ large. We are witnessing it in real time in places like Springfield, Ohio. This is Cloward-Piven. Overwhelm the city services until they collapse, and then when they collapse, you institute a complete governmental takeover.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we're living it right now under Democratic leadership. Mm-hmm.
And we sure are. I don't know why we're surprised by anything. And I do agree Trump should not have said it unless he could provide very specific corroboration. But I believe in spirit and in essence, he's absolutely correct.
Okay. All right, Sar. So earlier, before Shabaka interrupted you, you were going to go over your key points from the debate.
Oh, yeah. I was going to tell you how it was that Kamala Harris lied 24 times. She lied, and she wasn't fact-checked. She got away with lie after lie after lie after lie. And the only person that could see the fact check was Donald Trump. And why can't he, if he says things that are mostly untrue, why can't he say things that are mostly true? They never said he says anything that's mostly true. It's always mostly untrue. Have you not noticed?
Yes, I have noticed that.
It's kind of, I don't you this, doesn't that make you go,
Yes, it makes me go, because it happens to me too, Sarge.
I would hope so. I know you're a thinking man. You want me to tell you what she said that wasn't true?
Yeah, go ahead, Sarge.
She said she was a middle class kid. Now you know that ain't true. Now Megan Kelly, who's a journalist and did the research, she showed how Kamala Harris' father was a six-figure professor at Stanford University, and her mother was a biomedical scientist at University of California, Berkeley. They were making big bank.
Correct.
All right, now that's one thing that's a lie. They didn't fact check the biatch on that. How about Trump's tax cuts? Now, she said that the 2017 tax cuts by the Trump administration disproportionately benefited America's billionaires and corporations. It ain't true. You go look at the IRS data on the IRS website. And what the IRS says, and they show the figures, on average, every income bracket that pays taxes, remember, bottom 49% of taxpayers effectively pay no income taxes whatsoever. But everybody that pays taxes benefited from the tax reform law, and the biggest beneficiaries proportionately were working and middle income filers, not the top 1%. Now, next, she lied about Trump's sales tax. She said that Trump is going to implement a sales tax. He specifically said he's not going to do it if he's elected president. That is, she's talked about this fair tax thing, and Trump has never adopted the concept of the fair tax, even though I kind of like it, because that way you can decide how and when you're going to be taxed. I like the fair tax, but Trump is not the one that's advocating it. He ain't charged. Now let's go on to what January 6th. She lied about January 6th. She said that the January 6th riot was the worst attack on democracy. Where did she get this shit? She don't know nothing about she don't know about the merchant shipping being sunk prior to the Declaration of World War I, or the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, or World War II, or 9/11. What is this woman? Was she drunk again? And then she goes on to Project 2025. She said that Trump's going to implement 2025 if he's elected. He had said repeatedly he had nothing to do with it. He didn't author it. He hadn't even read it, he said. Now prove him wrong.
She can't.
Yeah, and then about restoring Roe versus Wade. When she was asked whether or not she supports restrictions on abortion, she dodged the question, and then she said she absolutely supports reinstating Roe versus Wade. Look, that question has been rendered moot by the Supreme Court.
Exactly.
The federal government has no jurisdiction in abortion. Nothing. Nada. Nicko. They ain't got nothing to say about it. It's up to the states until the Constitution is amended. Now, as she said, I intend to work for an amendment to the Constitution rather than some legislation that the Supreme Court will find immediately unconstitutional, then I would have nothing to say. That's not what she said. Then she goes on to say that Trump said states have abortion bans that make it criminal for a doctor and nurse to provide health care. Like abortion is health care. That's another goddamn lie.
Right.
Then she says it threatens women with prison time, and it makes no exception even for rape or incest. Look, that is a lie. That is a lie. There's not a single state in the union that does not allow abortions for something like an ectopic pregnancy, which would imperil the life of a mother. There's not one single state in the union that doesn't have such exception. She lied again.
Mm-hmm.
She lied about Trump's abortion stance. She said he'll sign a national abortion ban. Once again, the issue is rendered moot by the Supreme Court.
Yep.
There is no legislative fix to what she wants. It's got to be an amendment.
Correct.
Good night. She can lie.
Yes, she
And
can.
he said 9-month abortions don't exist. That's another lie. Now, Donald Trump said, he pointed out the two prominent Democrats who supported execution of the baby after the baby is born alive. Number one was Barack Obama. He is as the United States Senator, as state senator, he voted against the Born Alive Infant Protection Act, which would have required babies born alive as a result of a failed abortion to be given routine medical care. He voted against that. Then when he was the United States Senator, he voted against the federal version of that law, both of which passed overwhelmingly in the Illinois State House and in the United States Congress. So Donald Trump wasn't saying that any state legalized abortion after birth. He was pointing out the two prominent Democrat politicians who said that might be a good idea. The other being Ralph Northam, the governor of Virginia. Both of them said similar things.
Didn't he cite her though?
Another lie.
How about the border
bill? How about the border bill she lied about?
Sarge.
I said, I'm going through this one by one. I'm telling you why she lied. I'm not just saying that she did. I'm telling you why what she said is at odds with the truth and the fact.
Okay, Sarge.
She is a liar, and they didn't fact check her in real time.
No, they didn't.
Okay, Sarge. Can I tell you something, man?
Yeah, please do.
This is why I'm on the couch, man. Because after my 60-plus years of going back and forth with this bullshit, man, you know what I'm saying? For the last 40-plus years, man, okay? It's incredible. And we got an unknown caller. Well, oh, that's me. Okay, we got another unknown caller there.
Yeah, press one. I think it's
you didn't let me finish, though, but, you know, that's good enough for right now. I had another 14 reasons why the woman lied. I just went through 10 of them. She lied.
Okay.
I took notes the whole time that woman was lying on that stage. I was taking notes.
Sarge, go through the other 14.
Now, and you telling me that everything... Okay, we got Ron Reck in the chat room. Hey, Ron, how you doing? Just press one, Ron, if that's you. Okay, we got Ron Reck. He's always got something, you know, great to say and what have you. Okay, now, Sarge.
I'll give the floor to Ron Reck if you want to, but I ain't finished telling all the goddamn lies that bacc said.
Okay, Sarge.
I'm just getting started.
Sarge. You don't get no argument from me. Because like I say, all these goddamn politicians need to walk the fucking concrete. All these damn kangaroo courts need to be shut down. You see what I'm saying? And then keep in mind, man, that as you know, Sarge, there's many people that you arrested legal and illegally and thrown them there in lockup and had them walk the chain gang, going to court up there in Crook County. Okay. The district attorney, the judge, the damn prison deliverer, you know, who's doing their break-in work to get their final law license, all of these are lawyers. And as you all know, and as we all know, folks, that in any trade, any profession, any job, there's going to be camaraderie, okay, amongst these individuals. You see what I'm saying?
But I know, but before you let Ron Reck on, though, I mean, I know what you're going to say about that. Before you let Ron Reck on, I want to add one more thing that is crucial because it directly impinges upon her role as chief executive and commander-in-chief of the Armed Forces of the United States, and that has to do with the Afghanistan withdrawal. The manner it was conducted, and that lying bacc saying that Donald Trump, when he was president, negotiated one of the weakest deals you could imagine. First of all, you got to understand one thing. Now, they had an investigation by the House of Representatives on the Foreign Affairs Committee, and it said the evidence shows that President Biden's decision to withdraw all United States troops was not based on the security situation, the Doha Agreement, or the advice of his senior national security advisors or our allies. Rather, it was premised on his long-standing and unyielding opinion that the United States should no longer be in Afghanistan. And this is even more important to know than that. No matter what Trump negotiated, it was not a treaty. It was not binding on the Biden administration. They were free to accept or completely reject everything that Donald Trump did prior to that. And they could use their own plans as they see fit. The commander-in-chief is in complete control of the deployment of the armed forces, when they go, how they go, what units go, how they get deployed, how they get positioned, what he tells his commanders, put the people in, how the perimeters form, everything. And in that respect, it was the worst major military operation in the history of the United States. And it is the one the president has the most control over. That lying skank was bragging that she was the last one in the room with Biden to give him advice. I despise her with every fiber of my being for lying like that.
Okay, but I tell you one damn thing, though, Sarge. If Kamala Harris parted the Red Sea, yeah, you would want to go down there too, wouldn't you?
See how you just changed subject again?
Okay.
See what you just did?
All right. Okay, Sarge.
See what you just did?
Okay, hold your horses.
Now you know damn well what I just said is absolutely true.
Okay, hold on, Sarge.
They weren't bound by anything Trump negotiated. They were free to modify any of his plans or completely reject them and do their own.
Okay, Sarge.
They're acting like all of a sudden they're bound by what he did. They were the president. They were the chief executive.
Exactly.
They weren't bound by anything Trump did.
Okay, Sarge, go smoke your joint, man. Chill out, relax.
I need to smoke a joint. I need clarity, and I need to keep my mind clear because I know the truth and I know the facts, and I know they're trying to, and I know when they piss in my face and tell me it's rain, and that's what that lying biatch did the other night.
Just like when they shit on us and tell us it is snow, like what the dump has done. Now, we got a call here from the 573 area code. As 3 is 114. Okay, they had their hand up. Okay, 114, what's on your mind? We got the one and only Sarge, and Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced is on fire again, you know, on this special edition. Yeah.
Who's Shabaka? I never heard that guy talking this show.
Oh my God, stop it.
Yeah.
We're all Rick, stop it. You know who Shabaka is.
No, man. This is Rick, man. Check this out. I didn't hear a word you said, Shabaka. I was too busy listening to Sarge. But no, that's right. Did he come up for air yet? God damn. Anyway,
yeah, he came up for air.
Who knows, Ryan? Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, man, I got you.
Okay, good. Okay, so we got the one and only Sarge, the most avid dumb supporter that there is. Okay, and when I say the dumb, ladies and gentlemen, I mean that as in human shit. And then to quote another crooked bastard by the name of Old Tricky Dick, I would like to make that perfectly clear. Okay, all righty. Okay. So therefore, we're talking about the debate last night, you know, the pre-recorded script, you know what I'm saying? And I think a Saturday morning cartoon show with the Roadrunner, Bugs Bunny, and Wile E. Coyote, super genius, would have been more entertaining. Okay, Brian, what's your take on the great debate, script-read, prepackaged bullshit that they had on last night?
Vice President Harris, what is your thought on the economy? Well, I was born in a middle-class family. You know, what the fuck was that all about? That was Jump Street, #1 question. Really?
Okay, Rod, you ever been to Berkeley, California, man? You know Berkeley, Lucy.
Oh, yeah. I've played there many times. Played there many times, Berkeley.
Okay.
Big time liberal land, big money spenders. Big money spenders. They were
Oh yeah.
Despite the records, I'll be happy. T-shirts, hats. I'm all up to shit. I'll play all you want. Yeah, Berkeley.
I think Forrest Gump went through there one time. You know. Okay. So what is your take on the great debate last night, Ron?
Well, it was 3 against 1. I seen that. Yep. You know, they were all 3 after Donnie. I mean, that's all there was to it. You know, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump. I'm not. I met the man a couple times in my life. I just, you know, he's all right guy. He's just a rich motherfucker. That's all he is.
Okay.
But you got to remember something too, though, who he is and what he is. And I mean, there's a difference. He's a real person. You know what I'm saying? He's a real man. He's not a politician. That's what pisses them off, man. How could one of them outsiders come inside of our world and fuck it up like this? But he didn't fuck it up. He fixed a lot of shit. I mean, he wasn't perfect. Nobody is. But can you compare Kamala Harris? She ran for president before, and nobody wanted her off. She didn't even have a rating. That's how her poll numbers were. She had 0. She was a fucking 0. So now Joe, Happy Joe, which ain't really Joe. Joe didn't even know he's Joe. Joe,
Where the hell is Sleepy Joe?
That's what Joe is.
Biden is on meds, man.
Is he in a nursing home?
That is straight up Alzheimer's kicking in. I guarantee it.
Okay, now, hold on, Ron, to give you a little bit of more fire. Now, when I look at Ben Carson, every time I see this idiot talk, it looks like he's writing his own prescriptions. And then, of course, in the great state of California, a physician cannot write prescriptions for himself. So what he does is he goes to one of his physician partners, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, write me this script right here, and I'll write you this script right here. And then you add another educator by the name of the great Timothy O'Leary of the 1960s, who suggested that everybody listen to a song by Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, John Lennon, called Lucy in the Sky of Diamonds, talking about the one and only lysergic diethylamine acid, in which they had experimented on a black man in the early 1960s, I believe over in Germany, by the name of James Thornwell. Are you familiar with that, Ron?
Very. Yes, sir. Yep, I am.
Yes, sir. Okay. Now, I don't know if Sarge is on meds. I don't know if Sarge is smoking them one or if he needs to smoke one. But however, Sarge is a contributor here. Sarge is Sarge. He doesn't dig Kamala, but as I said, if she was to part the Red Sea for him, I bet you dollars to donuts, Sarge would be the first one who wanted to.
Shabaka'S, wait a minute. I gotta back Sarge up. I gotta back him up, bro. I'm sorry about that. Kamala Harris is stupid. That woman is dumb as fuck, bro. I mean, come on. She really, man. You got the first question asked you about the economy, and you're going to talk about your personal life, how you live in a middle-aged class family. You know, what about us poor motherfuckers living on the fucking street and shit? Let's talk to some of them motherfuckers.
Okay, now, Ron, glad you brought that up. Now, Ron, the last time I was up there in Panthertown, and Berkeley was right across the street from it, okay? Hey, Mac 285, okay. I saw a sign by this homeless camp that clearly read, quote-unquote, that I had to agree with, where are we supposed to go? Yeah.
Yep.
Now,
I remember that.
all these fucking migrants that is coming in here, and then you got New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles. Well, what we're going to do is that we're going to house the migrants in the rec centers where the kids need to go play. Okay. Now, up there on the south side of Chicago, the black community went up there and they went and told that no good sack of shit, man. Ain't no way in hell, man, that you're going to shut down kids' athletics programs for these fucks, okay? Yeah. Now, keep in mind, Ron, as you know, Chicago has certain traditions there, and I'm sure Sarge would agree with. It was the home of Al Capone for many, many years, you know, so they got certain traditions there, you know what I mean? And what have you. Okay, all righty. Now, as far as this election is concerned, Ron, I have to say, man, I'm on the couch, man, because you got Kamala, you know, who was listening to Tupac in the mid-1980s and Snoop Dogg, and neither one of those individuals were not known publicly until the 1990s. Okay, you got this orange dude, man, you know, that looks like a pink raccoon, you know what I mean? His mind is all screwed up, man, you know, and I don't know if him and Stormy Daniels got together, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but yeah, remember, Trump's from Florida, man. He's got to look orange. We got to represent, you know what I'm saying? He's from Florida. Come on, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the quote a great ass. Hey, cut it out, man. Yeah, cut it out, man. We still got to get that shit to Florida, man. You know, they got all this Air Force tracking shit and all this right here. And I told you a long time ago, don't fuck with me. Yeah, I told you a long time ago, don't fuck with me. Okay, now look at you. Your goddamn brains is all over the windshield, man. And damn. Nah, the sad part about it is, you know, putting all bullshit aside, Rod, you know, we always got to get our humor in. You got to laugh to keep from crying. Okay.
You know it.
Okay. Is that the American political system, okay, that so many people went and got knocked upside the head, including John Lewis talking about good trouble when they knocked his ass on unconscious. Then you had that old frog face bastard down there in Alabama. Okay. Then you got that fat, nasty ass slob down there in the great state of Arkansas. Okay, who wants to tear down the statue to the tribute to the Little Rock Nine. And then not to mention what went down there in 1957 with that little baby, Ruby Ridges, with her little self, you know, being escorted to elementary school. You see what I mean? Not knowing what's going on, just a little baby, you know what I'm saying? And only one teacher decided, you know, to teach her elementary school. Now, Sarge is an avid Trump supporter. And also, too, Ron, would you help Sarge write a letter to the city of Las Vegas to tell them to take a freaking ball and start bouncing it off that Trump Tower they got down there that's unoccupied?
Hey, if that's what you want to do. I mean, I'm not stopping nobody from nothing. You know, if they're dumb enough to do something stupid, well, you get what you get. You know what I mean? You get what you ask for. You know, in the real world, I think, I don't know, but there again, I wouldn't mean to talk to get into the immigrant part of that, but anyways, you brought up it. I'll get to that a little bit later, but yeah, and you know, no, I don't think I would send a letter to them to say that. Okay. I mean, I would give a fuck if somebody did. I mean, you know, fucking cares.
Okay,
that's
now.
The problem.
Okay, now, Rod. Okay, as you know, what Sarge was on his diatribe about earlier, okay, is that when the Haitians was trying to cross the border illegally, the U.S. Border Patrol on horseback were taking leather straps and hitting the Haitians.
Yeah, that was debunked. That was debunked. It was debunked, Shabaka.
That's a lie. How many times we got to tell you?
Motherfucker. You're right, Sarge. That was debunked. Yep, sorry about that one.
But wait a minute, but Shabaka, can we have a little Fifth Amendment first before we take somebody's private property and take a wrecking ball to it? You know, due process of law before you deprive somebody of life, liberty, or property? Can we do that first?
Sarge. Okay.
I'm just asking. Is it
okay, Sarge, every time I've been to these kangaroo courts, okay, and they would ask me questions, and I say, the Fifth Amendment, they're going to sit up there and going to say, well, you still got to answer these questions, or otherwise we're going to hit you with contempt of court. Okay, now, Sarge.
Wait a minute. Are you a suspect? Wait a minute. Are you a criminal suspect? Because that doesn't apply to you if you're not a criminal suspect.
Sarge.
Or unless, of course, the answer might tend to incriminate you.
Sarge, I'm a black man in America. In a city like Los Angeles, you know, when they pull you over, they don't care if you're guilty. They don't care if you're innocent. Only thing they know, Sarge, is that they're going to make up some shit, you know, like Mark Furman did, you know, in O.J. Simpson case. Okay, zip, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you know, you ain't giving me enough information to know whether or not their questions of you are proper or not.
Okay,
so I don't know how to answer the question.
Okay, Sarge. Okay. And they would tell you like this here. And they'll tell you
got a lawyer right here on the phone. Me.
Okay, Brother Che does have a degree in criminal law, Sarge. Yes, that is a fact.
All right, well, I'm just saying, man, you know, like, for instance, like if you're operating a motor vehicle on the highway and you get pulled over, you're required to produce identification to show that under state law, you are legally allowed to operate in a motor vehicle. So your identification is critical as to whether or not you continue to drive and whether or not you provide identification criteria that is adequate for you to get the ticket. Now, you can decide to identify yourself, but guess what? You're going to be taken into custody until your identity can be determined as to whether or not you should be released or given a citation and a bond, so we'll know you're going to show up for court.
Okay.
Sarge, that just happened to Tyree Nichols. Not Tyree Nichols, Tyreek Hill.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Do you disagree with anything I just said, first of all? You agree with anything I just said?
Okay, Sarge. Okay.
Wait a minute, you don't disagree with anything I just said?
Okay, hold on, Sarge. I'm about to support one thing that you did say, okay? Under the laws of the great state of California, and may God sink it into the Pacific. Okay.
Me too, I agree.
Okay, all right. Is that a state, Sarge, when the state of California overcharges you for your driver's license, okay, it clearly states for you as a bearer of this California state driver's license, which I was so glad to shred when I became a resident of Nevada, it says must be given to peace officer on demand, okay? Now, I was at a place, Sarge, at a shopping center, okay, and the security guard is going to ask me for some ID. I says, Mr. Security Man, are you in possession of a police officer standards test card? He says, I don't need one. I said, hey, my man. I said, hey, amigo, check this out, Holmes. Unless you can produce me a fucking post certificate, I'm not showing you a goddamn thing. Now you telling me you don't need no fucking badges for see.
So you know what? Shabaka, you ain't legally. You're not. If somebody tells you to identify yourself for any reason, you can tell them to go pound fans. People have done that to me when I was a cop. But you know what? I looked at a guy. I recognized him. I knew he was wanted for a warrant. I didn't know his name, but I knew he was wanted for a warrant. And I went up there and asked him. I said, "Hey, man, I'd like to know. I'd like to ask you who you are, and I'd like to ask you to provide me some identification." He said, "No." I said, "Okay, I'm arresting your ass because I believe you're the guy that's wanted for this, that, and the other. And now you're under arrest."
I would have sued the shit out of you.
Hey, guess what? He didn't have to identify himself because I have probable cause to arrest his ass. And so I arrested him. He didn't identify himself. Hey, Shabaka, he didn't identify himself, but I arrested him, and guess what? When we took him down to the station and ran him through Atlas, which is the automated fingerprint identification system, guess what? He turned back. I got a hit. He was the guy that was wanted. So guess what? Now I charged him with the well, I didn't charge him. I already had the warrant. Already been charged. And guess what? He went up to answer to the warrant. But he never did identify himself. He refused identification as is his right. And I said, okay, fine. I'm still arresting your ass. Because I got probable cause to arrest your ass. And I did.
Okay, well, Sarge, it sounds like you and I, man, would have went through the kangaroo courts of Cook County, man, as I'd hit your ass, man, with an unlawful arrest.
About a warrant?
Okay.
Maybe a warrant is bogus. How the hell do I know? What am I supposed to do? Determine if the warrant is valid or not? That's not my job.
Oh, hell yeah. And now, hold on, Sarge. Hold on. Hell yeah. You're supposed to determine
wait a minute. It was in the system, so therefore, as far as I'm concerned, it was. Now, there's up to the defense attorney to make a motion that maybe it wasn't. It's not up to me.
Sarge, come on, man. Even a fucking idiot knows which you are not, which line isn't, which brother Che is not. Sometimes I question myself on such mental capacities creeping up in age right now. Okay, can be fabricated, just like DNA evidence.
Okay, I'll stipulate to that, Shabaka. That's not my job to determine at the point of arrest.
Oh man, how we need a man
That's
like Johnny
to determine,
right now.
like his defense attorney and the people who issued the warrant. I checked. The warrant was still valid. It was within the geographical limits. The warrant was still outstanding. They checked with him. They wanted him returned. They said if they held him, they would come and pick him up. If we held him, they'd come and pick him up. So therefore, I arrested him. It's out of my hands after that.
But the initial stop was at your point, though. Since he wouldn't ID himself, was your point to arrest him because he wouldn't ID? Is that
no, I arrested him because I had probable cause to arrest him. I just thought that was
probable cause. What was your probable cause, Sarge? That's the question.
Because I had a description of him. I recognized him from prior incidents. The description of him was a tattoo and a particular gait that he had. All that was in the information on him. And you didn't have that information at the time you put cuffs on him. But you put the cuffs on him before you knew that information. You just had a hunch that he was wanted. No. I didn't put the cuffs on until after I got it.
Okay.
Okay. Okay,
No, I did every day.
says,
Hey, and then I searched him incident to arrest. He had dope on him because he's in custody. I could search him incident to arrest. I did. He had dope on him. He had dope paraphernalia.
okay,
And then I did get identification from the search, and it was phony ID. So if he give me ID, it wouldn't have matched up to the suspect anyway.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute, Sarge. Hold on. Now, you talking about this here was in the great city of Chicago, Sarge?
Yeah, it was in Cook
Okay,
County.
hold on, Sarge. Hold on.
It was in Cook County.
Okay, Crook County. I'm familiar with Crook County.
Yeah, Cook County is better. That's better.
Okay, I'm familiar with Crook County, Sarge. After all, it was the home of Al Capone for many, many years. Now, at one time, during the height of Al Capone's power, okay, is that
that's a dirty cop
there
mode,
were
Sarge.
cards that were given out by the mayor.
Mac 285 said
the mayor of Chicago.
Mac 285 said you were profiling and you're a dirty cop. That was a dirty cop move, Sarge.
Okay, now tell me this, Sarge. Did or did not? Okay, that the mayor of Chicago at the time, during Al Capone's time,
Big
was
Bill
right on his
Thompson?
phone.
Talking about Big Bill Thompson?
Okay, I think so, Sarge. Now,
Yeah,
this is the guy.
So what?
Okay, hold on, Sarge. This was the guy that told Capone's boys carry this card with you and present it to the police. Okay. So what had happened was, they will get jacked up and they'll produce this card. And it says, as per the mayor of Chicago, please extend to this individual all the courtesies and gratitude of letting this man go on his way. Was that or was that not a fact, Sarge?
That sounds like a subordination of illicit conduct of a police officer. They should have arrested his ass.
Okay, Sarge, you know what I call it, Sarge? In one word, Sarge, and we were talking about horses, right? Okay. It's called
exactly obstruction of justice. He's supporting obstruction of justice to what he's doing.
Sarge, what justice in Chicago, man? You had gangsters running that shit.
Well, how are you ever going to get it if you let mayors get away with shit like that? You're never going to have it.
Oh, Sarge, I'm talking about
Chicago. It's a self-evident proposition, Shabaka.
Sarge, vote Democrat, vote off, and you know what I mean? Okay, now, Sarge, one time I was there in the great city of Chicago, okay, and there were some power lines that were down, okay, so I passed the Chicago police officer. Then out of nowhere, Sarge, all these blue lights and profanity coming to me over the loudspeaker. Pull your goddamn car over. Okay. So the flats would walk.
You really had a lot of problems with the police, didn't you?
Police. Sarge. Okay, Sarge. Okay.
They only arrested me once.
Well, as well as they should have, Sarge.
Was it for the napkin holder?
To walk the concrete.
It was for the napkin holder, right, Sarge?
Chance to eat that garbage that they call food that isn't fit for the fucking
they gave me the worst bologna sandwich I've ever had in my life.
Okay, now let me ask you this here, Sarge. Now, did you have Joe the Rat come visit your cell too, man, as you laying up there in that stinky, nasty-ass cell, smelling the damn toilet bowl full of shit, you know what I'm saying? And all of that.
I wasn't in there that long, man. My daughter came really quick for me to pay her money so I could get out.
Okay,
I wasn't in there that long.
Okay, sorry. Did you show up in court, Sarge?
90 seconds.
No, I didn't need to show. My lawyer's free job got me off.
Okay, Sarge, did you get back the bail money?
Yes.
Okay, minus 10%,
Minus 10%, yeah.
Yeah, minus 10%.
Yeah.
Okay, to quote the words of Malcolm X, Sarge, regardless of the city. Okay. In the black community, you have the highest amount of crime. And you have the highest amount of police. So how can
60 seconds.
the neighborhood in this community have the highest amount of crime with the most amount of police? Surely the cops must be in cahoots with the criminals. Now, Sarge.
And on that note, we're going into overtime, Shabaka.
Okay, please don't nobody hang up. We're in overtime. Now, also,
I don't know about that premise, brother. I can't say that's necessarily true.
Okay, but hold on,
You said that they have to be in cahoots with criminals because crime rate is so high.
Yeah, because they got the highest amount of police
that is
and
not
the highest amount
necessarily
of crime.
true, and that could be a non sequitur, my man.
What is it?
A non-sequitur. Okay, Sarge, have you checked out the Rampart scandal in Los Angeles, Sarge?
I've read a great deal about it. I'm very familiar with that.
10 seconds.
Let me ask you this here, Sarge.
Shit.
Did you ever see
Man, that was a joke.
Okay, hold on, Sarge. Hold on, Sarge. Okay, now
let
Perez.
that cop get away with that shit for that long, man. That was a goddamn.
Except for Perez. Now, Sarge. Now, Nino Durden and Perez, who were Rampart police officers, were shaking down all the gangsters, shaking down all the illegal substances, and then they were caught out here in Sin City, Sarge, right here in Sin City, spending thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying? And what have you. Right. Okay. Guess who the only one that fell? Perez. Okay. Now, the other guy, I don't know what happened to Nino Durden. I don't know what happened to him. But the fact of the matter is this, Sarge. Okay. They take all this shit. They go over to a place called Piper Tech, which is right by the LA County Jail, you know, called the Twin Towers. Okay. And they got these illegal substances that they hijacking, and then they're going out there having the gangsters move this crap for them. You know, okay, you know the movie Training Day with Denzel Washington? It was loosely based on that. Now, here, Ron, that I have a problem with Hollywood. You're going to give Denzel Washington an Academy Award for playing a crooked-ass cop, as opposed to him playing one of the most dynamical historical figures in world history. Okay, but you don't give him an Oscar for that. Okay. Then, on top of that there, too, you're going to pass up over Will Smith, who did an excellent portrayal of the former heavyweight champion, and I'm not going to say his name, Sarge, because that there ain't nothing but start to another
I thought we went over this the last time you said that. You're not going to say that again, are you?
Okay, Sarge. Okay, we're not going to rehash stuff we already went over.
Let's not do that. Don't say you don't need to mention his name because I'm going to get upset about it when I admire Muhammad Ali, you know. Why would you say that? I never said anything to the contrary.
That was his name, Muhammad Ali. Yeah, the first man to ever win the heavyweight championship for a third time. And then also, too, Ron, you know, we were also commenting on, just want to bring you up to speed a little bit, about the passing of James Earl Jones. You know what I mean? The great actor, stage actor, film actor, what have you. And I think that the greatest role that he played was that of Jack Johnson when he did a film called The Great White Hope. But everybody remembers him as the voice of Mufasa in The Lion King. Mr. Jones was 93 years of age, you know, so I'm just bringing you up to speed, right? Okay. But Sarge, I submit to you, Sarge, that the Los Angeles Police Department
run by Democrats again. Run by Democrats. Okay. Let's say that. Don't ever not say that.
Okay, hold on, Sarge. Okay, just like our man there, the one and Only Christopher Christopher Donner, who wrote his manifest on Facebook, which was very, very chilling. And then what Mr. Dorner did, he was only 33 years of age. Okay, he says, I'm exposing his corruption, and he said that he was a doomed man. And I believe, along with Dr. Newton had described, is that Mr. Dorner committed revolutionary suicide, is because this was some corrupt shit.
He Jim Jones himself out of existence, huh?
No, I don't think
Jim Jones said they were committing revolutionary suicide down there in Guyana.
Okay, Jim Jones was on dope, Sarge. Okay, Jim Jones was on dope.
Who are you to decide whether or not it's time to commit revolutionary suicide?
Okay, Sarge, the point is what I'm talking about. And by the way, Ron, that there was a book written by Huey P. Newton that Sarge is mentioning. Okay, right on. Now here's Jim Jones, got everybody down there in Ghana right? Got armed guards around parishioners.
Kool-Aid man.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so then Congressman Neil Ryan goes down there because, you know, he's got the wind, you know, from loved ones of people down there. And so he says, let me go check it out as the congressman. He goes down there, people are flying him kites, slipping him notes, you know, we all know what a kite is, okay, saying, hey, we want to get out of here. This son of a bitch is crazy.
Isn't that a prison letter?
Yeah, Ron. Yeah. Okay. All right. So therefore, Ron. Okay. So
I'm sorry, man. I had to throw it in there.
Yeah, okay. No, it's all good, man.
I've been holding out, man. I've been holding out.
Oh yeah. So Leo Ryan says, okay, it's time to shake the spot. You know, meaning let's get up out of here. And those who want to go with me, come on. Okay, so what does Jones do is Leo Ryan is going to the private plane down there in Guyana, a few people going with him. So Jones sends a hit squad out there, you know, where they shoot and kill him and all this old stuff right there. Then Jim Jones sits up there and says, everybody, now it's time to sip the Kool-Aid. Killed over 750 people. And then the cold part about
over
it is
900, sir. Over 900.
900.
The flavor rate. Hey, Leonard.
Point even further.
912.
Okay, Sarge, you proved my point even further. Now, what does Jim Jones does after everybody, man, is dead? He sits there, he takes a revolver and blows his brains out. Now, what kind of preacher is that?
A Marxist, supported by the Democrat Party, who enable his rise to power because he's a reliable source of a block of votes that they can count on. And the Democrats I'm referring to that enable his rise to power were Dianne Feinstein, the homosexual mayor Harvey Milk, Barbara Boxer. Let's see. It was a whole bunch. Jimmy Carter came around there. Rosalind Carter came around and took up pictures with him. All sorts of them. Willie Brown was another one. All the Democrats in California were talking about him as a reliable community activist and somebody who did enormous good in his community. The record is clear, Shabaka. Democrats.
When I heard the news that Jones shot himself, I said one thing, man. I said one thing. When Jones shot himself, the only two things I could say is amen.
Amen. I'm just telling you, though, Shabaka, I want to stress again. It was Democrats in the San Francisco Bay Area and in the government of large of California that enabled the rise of Jim Jones.
Sarge.
So I want to stress that, and I don't want you to ignore it.
Sarge, to prove your point even further, why the hell do you think one of the reasons I moved out of that raggedy ass state of California? Sarge.
I don't know if anybody lives in that place. I swear, they must be making money.
Fruits and nuts, man.
Okay, Sarge, do you know how bad I would love to see Nevada have the Pacific Ocean crush on it? You know what I'm saying? You know,
Nevada would be part of the West Coast of the United States?
Yeah, sir, if California decides to shake off into the water. You know what I'm saying? You get on a damn plane.
You can't stop geology.
Gavin Newsom for governor, it'll never go away. It'll just be empty.
Gavin.
Tectonic plates got to shift, brother. Tectonic plates got to shift when tectonic plates got to shift.
It does.
Okay, so
I live by the fault. I live by the fault line. You know, I love it.
Okay, now get this here, gentlemen. You're going to love this. I've hopped off of many of flights. I hopped on many of flights going from LAX, which is Los Angeles, okay, up to the Bay Area, you know, landing there in Oakland. And then if you're on the right side of the aircraft as it goes north, Sarge, and if it's a clear day, right, you could literally see the fault line. Yeah. Literally, you can see the fault line. Okay, and guess what, Sarge? You're going to love this, Sarge. You're going to love this here too, right?
I can't wait. Okay.
What
is it I'm going to love?
Bring it.
Okay. Do you know that the San Andreas fault line runs directly under the city of San Francisco, Sarge?
Yes.
Ooh, Sodom and Gomorrah. Sound like Sodom and Gomorrah to me.
Okay, it runs directly under it, Sarge. Now,
Oh, goody, goody, goody. Oh, goody, goody, goody.
oh, yeah. Now, here's something for you. Now, you know all these crooked-ass bastards like Stinky Bird, Zuckerberg, other some bitch up there that runs all these social media places. They got this building, Sarge, called the Salesforce Tower. Now, it's not as tall as the Sears Tower. Okay. But do you know, Sarge, they got that there in San Francisco as well, too. And what happens, gentlemen, is when the ground shakes, right, the taller the building is, okay, the more at the top it acts like a bullwhip as it goes back and forth. You see what I'm saying? So then, if you saw the motion picture with Clark Gable and I forgot the other lady called San Francisco, where they talked about the earthquake in 1906, right? Now, you know what's the sad part about it is, Sarge, since we're mentioning James Earl Jones playing Jack Johnson. Okay. They used to have a building called the Mechanics Pavilion, which now sits the San Francisco Opera House, right? And I told you about Bob Fitzsimmons defending the World Heavyweight Championship right there in San Francisco, 1897 in December. Cold as hell. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? And Bob Fitzsimmons says that he's going to use a right hand followed by a left hook, I believe, you know, to knock out his opponent. He did just that. Now, the referee of the fight, Sarge, ruled it to be an illegal punch, and they had to spend about 10 minutes to wake this dude up, man, to let him know that he was the new heavyweight champion. Now, Sarge, here's the part you're really gonna like. Guess who the referee was? Jess Willard. And now you close. Jess Willard got his ass whooped, man. No, that wasn't Jess Willard. Yeah, Jack Dempsey took the title from Jess Willard in Havana, or Cuba. Was it Cuba, I think? But anyway, Sarge, the referee of that fight was a well-known law enforcement official, and they ran his crooked ass out of San Francisco. He bum rushed, went down there to Los Angeles, you know, when Warner Brothers and 20th Century, Warner Brothers, Paramount, and Universal Studios was just coming about. And and guess what his name was, Sarge? He was a legend out here in the Wild Wild West. Wyatt Earp. You know it. Yep. Touchdown to the head of the class, Sarge. Exactly. Okay. Exactly. Now, here's one thing, though, Sarge. Like a great movie actor, you know who played Wyatt Earp real good, man? Fuck Kurt Russell. He wasn't shit. But if you ever saw him, Sarge. Okay, Sarge. Okay, there was a guy who made a film called Hour of the Gun. Okay, and did you ever used to look at a TV series called The Rockford Files? You know, with James Rockford. Yeah, you know it. You know, he played Wyatt Earp to the fullest, man, in a movie called The Hour of the Gun.
You know, I've never seen that one. I'm familiar with it. I'm have to watch it. I like James Garner, so I think I should see it.
Okay, now keep in mind, man, he wasn't that raggedy ass detective Jim Rockford. Okay, he wasn't Brett Maverick. You know what I'm saying? He was Wyatt Earp. And the scene that I loved is when he caught up with the dude, man, you know, that allowed his brother Morgan to get shot. Yeah. And he catch up with him, and he says, well, why? They paid me $50, man, just to go out there. And he said, $50. He said, mister, I'm going to see if your life is worth $50. Here's $50. Put it in your pocket. And if you can get over that fence right there, man, before I blow your brains out, man, you may keep it. So quite naturally, Sarge, he didn't make it over the fence. You know what I mean? Okay, now and
that
so
sounds
then,
like Wyatt Earp action.
oh yeah. You know, and so then he went down there, man. He lived a full life. I believe Wyatt Earp died in his 90s, right down there in Los Angeles, California. You know
he
what
was
I'm
an
saying?
advisor in Hollywood on motion picture.
Yeah, I believe he advised Tom Mix a lot, you know, on the Cowboy days. And then, of course, too, Sarge, one of your favorite actors, you know, the big dude, you know what I'm saying, that made a name. Boy, now why is all these damn sirens coming on out here? Oh, shit. No, okay. Well, anyway.
They come at me, Shabaka.
Yeah, well, give me some bail money.
The immigrants have lost the cool, man.
Yeah, well, I got something here for these daggone immigrants.
They're trying to get them a cat or a dog to eat tonight.
Yeah, well, I got something here for these immigrants. You know what I'm saying? You know, okay. Yeah. But anyway, though, Sarge.
Buffet night, you know.
Oh, yeah, poor cats. Okay. But
don't snack on the cats.
But
okay. On a stick, you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, no. Dog is the most loyalist creature on earth. Don't harm the dogs. You know, I like dogs better than I like people. You know what I mean?
I think dogs are the best, greatest animal on the planet.
Sarge, a dog will save your life. You know what I'm saying?
A dog did save my life. So I definitely can tell you that for that reason alone, I love a dog saved my life.
Okay,
some other guys too.
Okay, Sarge. Now spell dog backwards, and what do you have?
We know what it is. It's dog with God.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now Sarge, out in the Wild Wild West, Sarge, you know you heard that rap video by Drew Hill and Will Smith, Wild Wild West, boom, hey, in the Wild Wild West. There's a place, gentlemen, called El Dorado County. Okay. And up there in El Dorado County, in the city of Placerville, as a matter of fact, gentlemen, they got the hangman's tree. Well, they got a dummy there strung up. Oh my God. And one time I got jacked up, you know, by the Placer County Sheriff.
Damn, another one?
Yeah,
more run-ins with the law, man.
Okay, now hold on, Sarge. Now this here big son bitch. You know, this dude here is 6'7", tipping the scale about, I'm gonna say good 250, solid mass. And he says, Shabaka, we need you to get up out of town. I says, okay, deputy. And then I says, deputy, this here's Placerville with the hanging judge and the no nonsense sheriff. And he says, yeah, those are ancestors here. Not smiling. I say, deputy, you want me up out of here by sundown? You know what he told me, son? He said that would be nice, and he wasn't smiling. So I got in my vehicle. Thank God I had gas. Got on Highway 50. Okay. And he followed me, man, all the way until I got to the Placer County line, Sarge. You know what I'm saying?
I do indeed.
And Sarge, and I have not been to that damn place since.
You're a wise man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Now, keep in mind is that when they discovered gold, when everybody got that gold fever, you know what I'm saying? California at that time produced 1/6 of the world's gold, right? In a matter of 4 years, Sarge. 4 years. This is the cowboy days now. This here ain't like where you got jets and high-speed monorails, L trains, all that good shit. They had an influx of 25,000 people in 4 years, Sarge. Let's take 25 divided by 4.
Sound like Springfield, Ohio, with the illegal Haitians?
Okay, hold on, Sarge. So that's 6,000 people a year coming up there, right? Okay. And then I'm going to make my closing statement after this one right here. The fight between Jack Johnson and James J. Jeffers for the 4th of July, 1910, it was originally scheduled, Sarge, to be right there in front of where Stinky Bird, you know, the boar, has his Twitter X or whatever, what the fuck he wants to call it, you know, right there for the corner of 10th and Market Street. Now, get a load there. The Attorney General at that time had outlawed boxing in the state of California. So Tex Rickard, you know, who was the Don King of his time, he got in his horse and buggy, railroad, you know what I'm saying, and he bum rushed Nevada. And by the way, Brother Che, you're going to love this. The governor of Nevada at that time was Governor Denver. So he goes see Governor Denver, and Tex Rickard says, hey, man, they shit-canned my show in California, and I need to have it here. And what it is we're going to have old Big Jim J. Jeffries, undefeated world heavyweight champion, come out of retirement to put this boy in his place. Governor Powell said, man, we're more than happy to hold such a historic event. And he also says, tell you what, I'm going to talk to this crooked-ass mayor Reno. You ain't got to spend the money on nothing. We will build the goddamn stadium for you. So then, what they did, hey, it was a sellout crowd, and I'm quite sure, man, you know, them railroads was booming from all over the place. And then, Ron, as you know, because, you know, we're paying tribute to James Earl Jones as well, too. And as you know, Ryan, he portrayed Jack Johnson in a film called The Great White Hope. Okay. All right. Okay. And yes, sir. And Mr. Johnson went there and whooped Jim Jeffries' ass so bad. Now, you know how he would really piss the crowd off? Is that he smiled when he did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He smiled when he did it.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now, Jack Johnson, as y'all know, gentlemen, he had a fancy for white women. Okay. Now, this is going to support your man Trump, Sarge. Okay, they hit him with the Mann Act, not because he was a man, but the congressman who wrote up the Mann Act of taking white women across state lines for immoral purposes, such as having sex with them. Okay, federal offense. Okay, so then they convicted Mr. Johnson of the Mann Act, and he had to get out the U.S. of A., right? So then he wanted to come back to the U.S. of A., and it was told that he was to have this fight with this guy by the name of Jess Willard in a place called Havana, Cuba. And they say, Jack, the only way that you're going to get back to the U.S. of A. is you come back as the former heavyweight champion of the world. Now, to your credit, for your man, Obama should have did this. Donald Trump got up there and said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm signing a posthumous pardon for former heavyweight champion Jack Johnson. And what Trump said that made a lot of sense, his next sentence was, you would think that the previous administration would have done that. Now, that was a very, very profound act. You know what I'm saying? A very, very profound act. But, however, Trump, Stormy Daniels, you know, the other bimbos that he had, you know, that's his business. I could care the hell less, okay? But the only thing I know is this, and then I'm going to turn it over to Brother Paris, okay, is that this election, considering the two choices that you had, I'm on the couch. I'm serious. I'm on the couch. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the couch. I'm on the couch. I'm on the couch. And I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of backlash. You know, how come you ain't going out there for Kamala? The reason being is because Kamala let too many black men sit in jail past their release dates. Plus that, when they decriminalized MJ in California, she did not pardon not one of those who had been convicted of the offense. So what you have right there.
What did she make up for in 2020? Would she let violent criminals back on the street to murder again? With the Minnesota Freedom Fund? She didn't make up for it then, baby? What's the matter?
Sarge, you ain't listening.
You got her confused.
This is the Wild Wild West. This is the Wild Wild West. Sarge.
So you got a problem with her letting murderers out of jail?
Okay, Sarge. I'm talking about the people who are supposed to legally be let out of jail. When the people passed a law in California decriminalizing MJ.
So in other words, she likes to keep people in jail who shouldn't be, and people who should be in jail, she likes to let them out. That makes sense for a prosecutor, doesn't it?
Okay, hold on, Sarge. Here's something else. You're going to love this, Ron. You're going to love this, Brother Jay. There was an initiative in the great state of California, okay, regulating bastards like Jeff Bezos, Zuckerberg, okay, PewTube execs, okay, about your personal information, right? The people signed it. It got the required number of signatures. But the then Attorney General of California, Kamala Harris, okay, refused to put it on the ballot. So which means is, you know, like how your cell phones get hijacked, man, and they want to come to you with all this bullshit advertisement on your phone. Oh, just download our app, which pulls all your personal information, hacks your bank accounts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. On that reason right there, I ain't too cool with Kamala. But Donald Duck, I think Donald Duck, man, is approaching senility. Donald Duck might have did too many drugs. Donald Duck might have did too much alcohol. But one thing about Donald Duck, Sarge, see, there's an old saying in South Central Los Angeles, Sarge. Never apologize for how you honestly feel. And that's what Donald Duck is doing. He is not apologizing for how he honestly feels, okay? But however, okay, now, however, as a black man in America, Sarge, okay, he's a detriment to me. As a black man in America.
Don't give him no credit for the first step back. You're not giving him no credit for that.
Okay, hold on, Sarge. Hold on. Okay, hold on, Sarge.
You got to pick the lesser of the two evils.
Ron, you said it better than me. No, Ron, you said it better than me. Yeah, see, Ron said it right there in one sentence, man, and saved me, man, about another 20 minutes of dialogue. You know what I'm saying? And keep in mind, I have loved ones who are devout Democrats.
What did he say? What did he say?
What did Donald Duck? He said the lesser of two evils. This is what you got, Sarge.
Yeah, well, isn't that better than a total evil?
Sarge.
Still evil.
Sarge, you got total evil going on right now. What's more evil than a damn man talking about saying that he is a woman, shoving ketchup up his ass, saying he's in a menstrual cycle?
Well, Donald Trump ain't got nothing to do with that.
Okay, hold on, Sarge. Hold on. And then you're going to have a man box a woman in the Olympics, Sarge?
Trump definitely ain't got nothing to do with that.
Okay.
He said he's going to do everything in his power to keep that from happening.
Yeah,
okay, now, Sarge. Okay, most definitely keep these transgender dudes out of women's sports.
You think Kamala Harris is going to do anything about that?
No, I know she's not. Now, keep in mind, Sarge, when I look at a great woman athlete who's a two-time Olympian, okay, she holds all 4 belts in 2 weight divisions, the greatest woman of all time, Clarissa Shields. Boy, can she issue out some ass whoopings. You see what I'm saying?
She came up against an amateur man and knocked her out in about 30 seconds.
Okay, Sarge. That
Look,
man had no business.
I understand that, she's hot with the women, but she can't compete against the men who are competitive athletes. She can't do it.
Sarge. She ain't supposed to be competing with no damn man is the point of what I mean.
She could.
Okay, but Sarge.
She was wrong.
Okay, Sarge. She's still a lady, and keep in mind, it was the male
Well, that's
fighter.
why I don't think she'd be put in the ring against men.
Okay, Sarge. But keep in mind, it was the man that made the challenge to her.
No, she accepted the challenge. She threw out. She said, no, I know how that went down. I looked into it.
Okay,
she put out a challenge to men. She said she could beat any man that was ranked in the weight category. She said she put out a challenge for any of them to do it, and one of them did. And he wasn't even that highly ranked. And he knocked her out in 30-something seconds of the first round.
Okay, Sarge. Here's something else that she did.
Back out.
Okay, Sarge. I saw that video. There was also another video that I saw where this woman trolled the Madam Champion, and the Madam Champion said, "Hey, come bring your ass over here to Mayweather's gym." Okay?
Like you said, a woman
okay,
did.
Hold on. Whoa. The woman called her out and said that the man had knocked her out. So she's saying is that you're not invincible, as you say you are. Sarge, Clarissa Shield put together about an 8-piece combination on that woman and beat her to a pulp.
She is very competitive against other women. I'm not denying that. I'm telling you she's not competitive against any competitive male fighter.
Okay,
that's
Sarge.
what I'm saying.
Okay, Sarge. She calls herself the greatest woman of all time.
And that's the way she should keep referring to herself, because it's probably true.
Right, because I don't believe in men fighting women in boxing, Sarge.
Well, whether you believe it or not, it's going to be a complete mismatch. It's not sporting.
Yeah, and then
unless you handicap the male boxer by limiting the movement of his arms.
Yes, Sarge. Okay, Sarge. It is a match that was made in hell and not heaven. Okay? You see what I mean? To try to perpetuate that type of shit. You see what I'm saying?
No, you ain't gonna get no argument from me. That's what I've been saying since forever.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And I think she's the greatest woman of all time. You know what I'm saying? And now here, old Gates fucking with my computer again. Okay. All righty. Okay. And the trip is this. Okay. In our closing statement. Okay. This is going to be, folks, perhaps one of the most unique presidential selections that you're ever going to have. I think it's going to be more controversial than 1968. And I yield. Okay, Brother Che, please get everyone's closing comments.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Ron Reck. What's your closing statement?
Yeah, man. Yeah, go out and vote for Kamala and be cool about it. Get drunk before you go to voting polls. I'm kidding. No, man. People just need to, pick who you think, man. It's screwed up anyway. It's all. I mean, you got to see the last 3 years have been pretty bad, man. Last 4 years, well, 3.5 years, whatever. You know what I'm talking about, man.
Yeah.
With the border crisis, COVID still being around. Just a lot of different things, and then what they're doing to these migrants. I mean, these people ain't getting treated very well anymore. The time has ran out for them. I mean, New York's already kicking them to the curb real quick, so, it's been crazy. And, of course, like Sarge said, the guy still catch up his ass, says he's on a cycle, but they're teaching the kids that shit, too, since this presidency. So, you just got to take a look at you make the side. It's up to you. So, anyway, I'm out. Be cool.
All right, thank you for joining us, Ron Red. Peace. All right, Sarge, what's your closing statement?
Well, all I got to say is that all this enthusiasm for Kamala Harris is manufactured. It ain't real. It's astroturf. They're all trying to set up everything for the big steal because we know they lie. They lie about everything, and they lie about this. And I'd like to leave y'all with this one salient fact, or rather this series of facts that is undeniable and should make you go, Remember, Barack Obama got 69 million votes. He won 873 counties. He won 18 of 19 bellwether counties. He won Florida, Ohio, and Iowa. He won House seats, and he won an election. Trump got 74 million votes. He won 2,497 counties. He won 18 of 19 bellwether counties. He won Florida, Ohio, and Iowa. He won House seats. He lost an election. Joe Biden allegedly got 81 million votes. He won 477 counties. He lost 18 of 19 bellwether counties. He lost Florida, Ohio, and Iowa. He lost House seats, but somehow, he won the election. Just keep that in mind come this November 5th.
All right, thank you for that, Sarge. Yeah, Black family, we're not gonna win either way with either one of these clowns, Top Mala or the Dump. I do believe the Dump won a debate though yesterday. I am on.
Make you go doesn't it? A little bit. Make you go
It definitely does make you go I don't see Kamala winning in November unless they try to pull that same crap they pulled in 2020 with the mail-in ballots that came in overnight.
That's what they're counting on. That's why they're telling you that requiring identification to mail is fine. Now they're trying out of the country ballots. They're gonna manufacture ballots from out of the country from all of a sudden billions of out of the country citizen voters. It's another scam and it's heading our way.
All right, y'all. So thank y'all for tuning in.
Okay, Sarge, I got to say this right here, and this is going to be my last comment.
God damn it,
They got a guy out here. Okay, they got a guy out here in Nevada, Sarge. And guess what they call him, Sarge? Scam Brown.
Scam Brown. Yeah, he's running for U.S. congressional.
Well, it's bad, I know. And then we have another unknown caller here. And I'm just unmuting their mic if they got any comments or what have you. Okay. All right. Unknown caller, your mic is unmuted. We're closing out. If you got any comments or anything, we'd be more than happy to hear you.
Going once, going twice.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we thank everybody for
joining the special edition of Presidential Debate number 2, who won last night, season 9, episode 23 of Shabaka'S Blacc Experience Enhanced. We are on tonight, opposed to Tuesday night. The ridiculous debate was yesterday, so we have to push everything back a day. But join us this Friday for Grand Risings with Shabaka and the Chase at 8 a.m. Pacific, 9 a.m. Mountain, 10 a.m. Central, and 11 a.m. East in the East. And also join us this Saturday for Frontline Black News, Season 4, Episode 24, Part 1. So peace, love, light, reparations, and separations, and Black empowerment. Nkrumah, Carl, State House of Representative candidate on the ballot for District 8. Number 3 on the ballot, as a matter of fact. Signing out from the Mile High Income City. What we gonna go out with, Shabaka?
Okay. I'll let you choose it, Brother Che.
Okay, let me see. Let's go out with the House Negro and the Field Negro. Y'all, Mala supporters, ski win. Y'all a bunch of House Negroes. Peace.
All right.
To understand this, you have to go back to what young brother here referred to as the House Negro and the Field Negro. Back during slavery, there was 2 kinds of slaves. There was the House Negro and the Field Negro. The House Negro, they lived in the house with master. They dressed pretty good. They ate good because they ate his food, what he left. They lived in the attic. or the basement, but still they lived near their master. And they loved their master more than the master loved himself. They would give their life to save their master's house quicker than the master would. The house Negro, if the master said, we got a good house here, the house Negro said, yeah, we got a good house here. Whenever the master said we, he said we. That's how you can tell a house Negro. If the master's house caught on fire, the house Negro would fight harder to put the blaze out than the master would. If the master got sick, the house Negro would say, what's the matter, boss? We sick. We sick.
All right, well, thank y'all for tuning in on the show.
He identified himself with his master more than his master identified with himself. And if you came to the house Negro and said, let's run away, let's escape, let's separate, that house Negro would look at you and say, man, you crazy. What you mean separate? Where is there a better house than this? Where can I wear better clothes than this? Where can I eat better food than this? That was that house Negro. In those days, he was called a house nigger. And that's what we call him today, because we still got some house niggers running around here.
Thank you for using Blog Talk.
Oh, yo, peace.